Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Jtraedz TV, where we discuss all stock-related contents and much more. Ingrid, I see in the building. Who else we got? Tariq, I see in the building. My other GOAT, man. Thank y'all so much, man. Guys, I do apologize for being out for a few days, man. I've been assisting my grandmother, helping on these rental properties, man. So I've been out for a few days. Man, what's up, boss, man? What's up, man? So yeah, I've been out for a few days because, as I told you guys, man, you the GOAT, Tariq. And thank you so much for everything that you've been doing for the community and everything, man. So Tariq, shout out to you. Congratulations on all your profits, man. Job well done, boss, man. I mean, I'm so proud of you, man. You came a long ways, and just to see your growth, man, I couldn't be more happy to see somebody and just deserving of everything, man. So Tariq, shout out to you, man, and everything that you do for me and everybody else, man. Thank you so much. So that's my salute to you. But yeah, guys, I've been out, helping my grandmother, assisting my grandmother, because as I told you guys before, my grandfather passed away. You know, all the responsibility is left on us, and my grandmother's 86, and I don't want her doing things by herself. So, man, I've been cutting grass, painting houses, doing a lot of things, man.
Thanks, Jay. If anyone knows, it's you, boss, and likewise, sir.
Man, appreciate you, boss. Thank you again, man. But yeah, guys, that's why I've been out, just assisting my grandmother, helping her with everything, and we're trying to get these rental properties up, man. Trying to do what we got to do to, keep my grandfather proud of us, and continuing on his legacy. So, man, I'm truly grateful, man. So that's why I've been out. I do owe you guys an apology. I'm so sorry for being out, but just been helping her, working with her. She's by herself half the time, and me being the oldest, I have to be there for her. So I'm sorry, my fault, guys. I apologize. But yeah, I was on Discord with a few people earlier. So this morning, I go to my Discord, and I gave everybody heads up to take a quick scalp this morning. And I go to the Discord I was on this morning, and I did break this down first and foremost. I'll show me. I always show y'all proof.
5598 says, "You are forgiven, Jay."
Man, appreciate you, boss, man. Love you, man. Thank you for everything, boss. Okay, so this morning, I said, good morning, team. Spies already heading off up. We did have a couple inverted couple handle pattern, which we did. And I said, but buyers need to hold 650. If we can hold 650, then we did have room to push back up to the 652.50s, up to the 655 plus level. I said, if we lose the 650, then we could possibly pull back down to the 645. We wind up holding 650, getting that room for that pushback up to 652.50, up to the 655, which I do have my levels right here. And I told Aussie, shout out to Aussie, I said I was damn near spot on. I said around 652.50 up to 655. So as you go back a little bit, let me close this out now on my Discord. I do apologize, and I do have a new Discord, guys. I had to restart it, and I will put out the new link for the new Discord. I am sorry about that too. So this morning we did hold 650. We got that room up to 652.50. Up to 655 plus. I called that out for people that wanted to scalp this morning in pre-market. Done. All right. Now we are getting that reclaim right now. As of now, as far as buying wise, we are getting right back on top of that 652.50, trying to get that push right back up to the 650, 655, 656. Now I'm gonna tell you what I see, prediction wise, as far as later on. Right now, as far as the intraday market, if buyers can get that push. And we get back above 656. The next key level I do see is going to be around 662. That was that level from yesterday. We got a bounce at 655. We ran up to 652. Then we got that rejection on down. That'll be the next key level. From that level, I do see 654. And I'm going to tell you why. So from this level that we are in right now, if we can get this break back above this key level here, I do see 662 level as far as the upside as of now. Now, the reason why I'm going to tell you why I say 654. Let me go to it a little bit. Let me go to my 12-hour time frame. Let me make a duplicate copy. I'm going to tell you why. Hold on. All right. Let me go to my 12-hour. You know me. I always break everything down to a science. Okay. And Lucky, shout out to you, boss, on the Apple. I know me and you were talking about Apple this morning. So you did catch that move back up to the upside. Okay. Now, SPY. So, right here. 654 was those 2 Friday bounces, right? 2 Fridays ago. That's when you had the strongest bounce. 664, you bounce, had that nice move back up to the upside. 654, you had that nice move back up to the upside. Now you have to keep in mind, we underneath that price point, going from support now to resistance. So, from these levels here, which is around 656, 657, This is why I called that level out. I said we can break above that level. Yes, you do have room to run up towards 654. But keep in mind that that level is going to hold up as resistance now because we're underneath that price point. So that's why I said, based off the 5-minute time frame, that if we can get that break above that 656, 657 level, yes, you do have room to run up towards 662. That was from yesterday's level here up towards 664 plus. And I'm going to go to even further details on why I think that even though we're going on up, we may come back on down. I'm going to tell you why. Let me break it down on what I mean. So, you remember we talked about this weeks and weeks in advance? Right here. When was the last time we hit that red trend line, guys? That was in 2022. I'm sorry, 2021 going into 2022.
98 says. BJ, you also mentioned 656 is a massive
Yeah. Right here on the 5. Right here. And I agree with you, T. 110%, boss. I agree with you 100. Right here. 656. Yes, right here. That's that area I called out this morning. I said as long as buyers hold 650, you have room to run up to 650, 250 right here, up to 655 plus, right? That means plus, that means on up. So that means that we have room to run up towards 656, the level that we still have yet to break. So we ran up 656, back on down. 656, back on down. 656, back on down. So right now you are in the range of 652.50 bottoms right here so far, because we came all the way back down to 650, 652.50 up towards 656. And I do agree with you with 110%. That's why I said if we can break above that price point, yes, you do have room to run back up to that. Oh, matter of fact, let me do this because I know it's crampy. I know it's cramping. It's because of the sizing of the charts. So let me try to do this as best as possible. Let me try to stretch it out so y'all can see a little bit better. Hold up. Because I know it looks a little crammy. Now, if we go off of this 5-minute time frame, I don't think it's going to let me shrink it up even more. I tried to.
Tarek Wheelam 5598 says. Okay, I see now.
Yeah.
Point. Actually, I agree. I have it set up right now.
Okay, so okay. Now, this is off my 5-minute time frame. So right here, that was last Thursday. This is where we started the downtrend. Last Thursday we hit around 685. We got rejected, came back on down. Then we hit around 675, got rejected, came right back on down. Okay, so let's go even further. Then we tried to go for a breakout. That was Wednesday. That was this Wednesday, right? Yeah, this Wednesday. We tried to go for a break on out, and then Thursday we hit 675.50, right back on down into that, right back down to that downtrend. Look where we at. Look what the downtrend is setting up at. Look at this, right here. So we back in that downtrend level, guys. Look at this. I know it's not my fault. I can't.
Says, Jay, do you see a potential shoulder?
Yeah, and that, man, boss, you read my mind, boss. I swear you read my mind. I was telling somebody about that this morning. I said a head and shoulders pattern. I swear I said the same exact thing. I put on everything. You go back to all my Discord, boss. Casino, you read my mind. I swear I said that. I said because right here's a shoulder. Right at that 55. And that top right around the 666 of 656, 657. Now I say as long as we can stay underneath that 55 level, yes, I can see another shoulder and a move right back on down. And again, Casino and Tariq, give me a minute. I'm gonna go into the 5-year time frame and I'm gonna break down everything a little bit more clear. So give me a minute. This is a 5-minute. I know it's a little bit cluttered. I'm sorry, because it won't let me shrink it down even more. I'm sorry. I tried to. It won't let me even go down even. I'm trying to break it down. But as you can see, guys, from last Thursday, we've been on a downtrend. Going into this week, we tried to break out, run on up, 675.50. That's when we had that that was yesterday. We had that massive dump back down underneath what? That resistance line, underneath that downtrend. So, if we go back this way, I do see a little bit of room. That's what I was telling you guys. If we can break, if we can get that strong push, you will have room to push up towards that 656, up towards that 662, because that's up here. That's where we had that bounce, ran up to 662, and then you came right back on down. But you fell right back underneath that downtrend setup. Now, and I'm going to go into the 5-minute time frame to see on, the prediction on what's going to happen going into next week. And I'm going to tell you what levels we need to hold versus what areas we need to crack. So this is a 5-minute time frame, and I'm going to go into it. But this is just intraday standpoint. So intraday, we know we keep getting rejected right around 55, 56. Every time we go around that 56, rejected. 56, rejected. So, and also it's keeping us in a range. If y'all notice, we're in a range. 50 to 55, or if you want to round to 56. So this is what we'll do. We'll round it to 56. We'll say 56. We'll round it up. We'll round it up. We'll do this. All right, cool. Round it on up. All right, 56. So you can see the range. From pre-market, we did have a couple handle pattern this morning, but bias held 650. We got that push on up. 656, right back on down. So right now we're in a range. We're in a range from after hours yesterday, pre-market today, intraday today. So right now we're still in this range. Still in this range. Still kind of going back and forth. Still with that 656 resistance. Still holding that. If we were to get a push, you do have room to run up towards the 658 level right here where we got rejected at yesterday. If we get a harder push, we can break out of this downtrend setup or towards up as high as towards 662. Now I'm gonna tell you, even though we're getting all this pushing up towards the upside, that's fine and dandy. I'm gonna tell you what I see overall, and I'm gonna break it down real quick, Casino and Tariq. So let me go ahead and put down the 5-minute time frame real quick. We'll do it away with that real quick. I'll bring it up later. Okay, so let's take a look into the 5-year chart. All right, here we go. Tariq, me and you went over this already, boss. 5-year chart. And Casino, this is what I see too, boss. Okay, so, all right. So the last time we seen this red trend line was in 2021, 2022, right? That's when we hit that 480. So that 480, that caused that bear market in 2022. Then we wind up getting our way back on up, creating a cup and handle. Then we wind up breaking above 480 and going into 2023. We got that run on up. Nice little pullback. 2024, 2025. We got that nice little continuation uptrend. Now, this is the only thing that's concerning to me. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is the only thing that's concerning to me. Is this level here? That's 610. See, last time we ran up to 610, we got rejected hard. Then we fell all the way back down to 480. Remember, that was 2021, 2022's old resistance area, right? That was the level that we needed to break in order to get that upside of 2023 to 2024, which we got that. We ran up towards 610. Then we got rejected at 610 at the early areas of 2025, caught a hard pullback down to a price point, 480, right? See how important that price point was from a resistance standpoint to now a supportive standpoint, and you got that green trend line bounce. Now, the only thing that's concerning of me as of now, we have not came back to retest now the new breakout area, which is 610. Now, we broke above it and ran up, but we haven't came back down to retest it right here. So that's the only thing that's concerning to me right now. We had these highs around 690, bam, but we haven't pulled all the way back down to retest that specific price point, trend line, and that indicator. So notice that if we lose 650, look how much room you still have to fill the gap on down. Okay, so we look at it from an indicator standpoint, from a 13 EMA to a 50 SMA standpoint. You lose that 13 EMA, you have room to fill that gap fill here, down to here. That's going to pull you up. And look where your 50 SMA is lining up with. Perfectly right at 610. So that means that from that 13 EMA, that green trend line, all the way down to that blue trend line, that's going to be a gap fill on down. That's going to put you back down towards this old breakout zone, which is right here at 610. So we have, yes, we broke above it, but we haven't came back down to retest it for a possible bounce. So let me go ahead and make a, let me go ahead and I'm going to draw it out. I'm going to draw it out even closer. So, all right, so right here, 610. I'm going to circle it. So, yes, we hit around 689, 690, but we haven't fell all the way back down to test this level here. So that'll take you from that trend line, red trend line, which is holding up at strong resistance, back down to this yellow trend line that could possibly be considered as a possible support, where we can come back down to retest right here, guys. Look, at this level, where we can come back to retest, turn this resistance now to support for a possible bounce back on up to the upside. Now you get what I'm saying? So, look at all the room we have to fall back down to, guys. Look, let me take everything off. And look at the indicators. 13 EMA down to the 50 SMA. Gap fill. From that indicator down to this indicator. From that price point back down to this price point. This new level to this basically back down to this old breakout level, which is around 610. Because again, yes, we broke above it and went up. But we haven't came back down to retest it now that we're above it for a possible bouncing position, for a possible bouncing opportunity. We already did it with 480. That's already happened. So remember, we ran up to 610, we fell all the way back down to 480 for that possible bounce and that possible buy opportunity for the move back up to 610 to break above 610, now create new higher price points. Now y'all get what I'm saying? So here, this is the top. Here, we still haven't came back down to retest it now on the upside. We retested it on the downside because we were underneath 610, which caused that major pull back down to 480. Then we bounced back up to 610, broke above 610, created new high days up towards the 688, 689 to 690. But we have yet to pull back down to retest it now towards the upside to see, okay, can we hold this key level for a possible bounce back above, bounce above 610 back to the upside. So that's the only thing that's concerning me is this possible gap fill down before the possible bounce back up. That's the only thing that's concerning me. Now, the only thing that we're going to watch out for today, for this week, because you got to remember, 5-year chart, 5-year 1 week chart. This means these are weekly charts. So it all depends on how Friday is going to close out. So it all depends. If we hold above 650, we'll stay in between the range of 650 towards that 690. We'll stay within this range here. We'll stay in this range here. However, what we got, boss?
I see your macro viewpoint, Jay. I will have it saved now and set up chart exactly.
Okay, man, appreciate you, boss. Okay, so if they can hold, if buyers can maintain 650 right here, if buyers can maintain 650 Friday today, that means we'll stay in this range here. We'll stay within this range. We'll stay within this range here. 650, 690. That'll put us in somewhat of a $40 range. $40 move back on up and so forth. However, I'm gonna speak about it on the downside. However, if we crack 650, because that's what's holding us up, right? That's the only thing that's holding us up at this time, 650. If we crack 650 and we go into the next week, that means Monday is going to be working with resistance right at what? 650. That's your half dollar mark. So again, if you look at it from a $100 standpoint, so let's say 600 to 700. What's your mid area? 650. That's your mid area. So right now, what we testing? The mid area. Right now, that mid area is holding 650. That's why that area is so important. If we crack 650, we know that we have to deal with the prices underneath 650. That means 640s, 630s, 620s, down to what now? 610s. That's putting us right back down to this trend line right here. This trend line here. That's going to yank us from here to here, where we can now retest this old breakout area around 610, whether we bounce back on up or get that continuation crack back on down. Now you can see how important it is. Man, Primo, thank you so much, boss.
Subscribed to YouTube.
Man, boss, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much for subbing. Let me show you some love real quick. I got you on that. Let me show you some love. Thank you for subscribing. Ooh, I went to the main. I'm so sorry. Let me go back to my, sorry about that. I apologize about that. My bad, guys. My bad. I meant to go to the thank you. My fault. Let me go to the thank you for subscribing. Let me, where's my thank you at? I always show everybody love who always come through. I'm sorry. My bad. So thank you. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate you, boss. Thank you. Appreciate you. And also, shout out to the team, W Mods, and also in W Chat. Thank y'all so much for everything. Appreciate you. All right. Back to what I was saying. Okay, let's get back to focusing. Okay. So that's why 650 is going to be so important, right? So let's go back a little bit. So remember, right here, this is where we at. We at a crucial level. So we went up, and we coming right back on down, hitting that red trend line. Again, when was the last time we hit that red trend line? That was in 2021, 2022. That was right here. Last time we hit that level, this red trend line, we had a bear market. We went all the way on down, and then we wound up finding the floor and back on up towards the upside. That creates somewhat of a cup and handle pattern. We got that breakout right here, right? And then think about it. When we went on up, we hit 610. Where did we pull back down to? 480. 480. Bounce back up for 480. 610. Now create new highs. Now you can see what I'm getting at with this, guys. Now y'all see what I'm getting at with this? Now you see what I'm getting at. So think about it. We retest this old level here on the down, for a bounce back on up. We haven't retested this new level for a possible bounce back on up, meaning that we have room to fall back down to this level. So from 650, 640, 630, 620s, 610s. which we have that 50 SMA lining up right along with it and this trend line and this particular price point. So we have room to fall back on down, retest to see can we hold, but a possible bounce back on up. So all I'm saying is, guys, again, I'm not trying to strike fear into people, but I'm trying to let you understand the realistic levels. If we lose 650, guys, we have so much room to cover the gap towards the downside from the 13 EMA to the 50 SMA, which is lining up with that 610 old breakout level. We ran up to 610, we got rejected. Ran up to 610, we caught a hard rejection, back down to all the way down to 480s, all the way back up to retest the 610 for the new high of days, creating new higher days. But realize we've been up, but we haven't got that healthy pull back down just to see if that level can hold up, which is nothing is wrong with this level here, because that could be a strong buying opportunity. So if you pull all the way back down towards the 610, this could be a good buying opportunity, but that push back up to 650, right? Because if you lose 650, that's damn near a $40 drop all the way back on down to 610, because that's $40. That's a $40 drop. That's a money-making opportunity. Think about it. If you crack 650, from 650 to 610, that is $40 down. If you hold 610 back up to 650, that's $40 back on up. Think about it. The money opportunities that you can make that help change your account. Think about it. So from this level down here, that is, guys, that is $40 on down toward the downside. That's a $40 profit in your account, right? Okay. If we get that successful bounce and those buyers hold at that 610 and we go back up to 650, still, that's $40 back up to the upside. So that's from right here where my dotted line is, that's $40 down, $40 up. So that means if we drop down and hold and push back up, bro, guys, think about the opportunities, man. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. And the fact is we tested this red trend line after all this time, after all these years. Because like I said, the last time we hit that red trend line was in 2021, 2022. Right here. Where we got that massive, we had that bear market in 2022. So the question is, can we see a repeat of this 2021, 2022, now to 2025, 2026? So could we see a rejection of this red trend line back on down as we approach 2026? So that is the $1 million question. Could we see a repeat of all of this now that we finally hitting this red trend line after all this time? Because we didn't see this red trend line in 2022 because we failed. I'm sorry, 2022 right here. We didn't see that red trend line in 2023. We still didn't have enough buying momentum. We got a little bit closer in 2024, but we wind up hitting it in 2025. Finally, which is creating a what? Double top. So you got a top here and a top here. Two top heavy resistance. So the question is, if we can't break out, what's the other way to go? Back down. So if we can't break back above 690 up to 700, reclaiming this level, what's the other way to go? Back down this way. So that means that we have to collect more buyers. So now that we don't have enough buying strength to break above that trend line, that means that we need to come back on down to collect more buyers to go for a stronger move back up. Think about it. Last time we was at 610, we didn't have enough buying strength here. We got rejected. Going into 2025, we didn't have enough buying strength. We got rejected. Then we had to pull all the way back down towards the 480s to 500s, collect more buyers to get a stronger push back up to 610, break 610, create new high days. Okay, think about it. We don't have enough buying strength right now. Look what's happening. We hitting that red trend line once again, getting rejected. Now think about it. You even caught a $40 drop on this note. So you ran up as high as 690, all the way back down towards 650. That's $40, right? If we crack 650 back down to the 610s, that's an additional $40. So altogether, that is an $80 drop. Guys, that's an $80 drop. From here to here is $40. From here to here, that's an additional $40. That's an $80 drop on SPY. Think about it. So if we crack 650 and we happen to fall back down towards 610, that's an additional $40. So that can still benefit you on the short side. And if we bounce and go back up, that can benefit you on the long side. So it all depends on what's going to happen. Can buyers hold 610 for that move back on up? That's a nice profit on up towards the upside. So think about it. So right now, look where we at right now. This is in real time. Right now, we're still holding up 650. So therefore, that's keeping us in this range of 690, 650. Because 690, we have a strong resistance right above our head. We can't break out. 650, that's a strong demand zone because buyers are refusing to let those sellers crack it. So therefore, you can see the rotation back and forth. 650, 690, 690, 650. You can clearly see the rotation back and forth because the market don't know which way it wants to go. It don't know whether it wants to break out above 690 up or whether it wants to crack 650 back on down. So you can see the range even off of this level right here. You can clearly see the range. So look right here. Even if I take a line and go this way, look right here where we at. We take this level to this level. Oops, come on. Bam. Look right here. 650, 690, 690, 650. We still have yet to break out, because look right here. We're getting rejected hard. And this level here, we have yet to crack. 690, 650, $40. So, and again, I wouldn't mind a pullback, which is, it's fine with that. I wouldn't mind a healthy pullback because it's getting you away from a strong resistance that we have yet to break because we still don't have enough buying strength to push. So, I wouldn't mind a pullback down this way where we can collect more buyers, get more buyers to step back in and retest 650 and push our way back up to even higher price points. Because look what happened at 610 down to 480. What happened? We couldn't break 610 at that time. We didn't have enough buyers. We didn't have enough buying strength. We hit, got rejected. We hit, got rejected. Then we had to come back down to even lower prices. So we had to get more buyers to step in at 480. Why was 480 so important? If we go back, what was the area where we got rejected at in 2021? 2022. 480. 480. Strong resistance. We did not see that until 2024. We finally got a couple handle pattern at 480. Broke above 480 into the 5s, into the 6s, all the way up to 610. We didn't have enough buying strength at that time. We wound up getting rejected, utilizing 480, now being back above 480, getting buyers to step back in. Then we wound up finally breaking 610, back up to 690. Now look where we at, creating new highs. So that's putting us in a new range, right? 690, strong resistance. Bottoms, we still have yet to test because we have yet to fall all the way back down to retest this level of 610, which is a strong resistance level that can now be utilized for a strong support level. Now y'all get where I'm coming from? Get this dump on down, back down this way, get buyers to step in. Now take the old resistance, utilize that for strong support, but have a nice move back on up to the upside to retest 650. That's what I'm getting at. Because you still don't have enough buying strength to even break 690, even up to 700. Look at that. You ran up to as high as 689.70, and then you got that nice dump right back on down. Hit that trend line once again after all this time. Now into 2025. So that's why I'm still thinking that we could still possibly see some downside. Because you slowly cracking the 13 EMA. You still hold a 50. But if that 50 rejects, we fall back on the 50. Guys, look all the room you have to fall back down this way. From that indicator, 13 EMA, down to this 50 SMA. Gap fill. Bam. Clear that for the possible bounce back up. So that's why I'm still kind of leaning toward the downside. Because I still feel like if we crack 650, we still got a lot of room to cover this way. To cover all this gap right here. From here to here. That's why. Now y'all get where I'm coming from? Now you see? Well, I love you guys, and I don't mind breaking things down to a science, man. Help that the best that I can. Now, as far as intraday, as I told you guys, you stay above that 656. We get that possible push. That buyers can continue to push. What I told you was going to be the next key level. Up towards that 60 to 62. That'll be up here. So, but even though we get a push back up, we still got a lot of ground to cover. A lot of ground. Do I think we're going to see 670 today? No. I can honestly say no. I don't think we're going to see no 670 today. I can be honest. Can we get some moves back up towards, 660, 662? Yes. I can agree with that. And then from 662, what's your next key level? And we use the 12-hour time frame. What was that area that we bounced that strongly 2 Fridays ago? 664. Think about it. Okay. So let's now use the 12-hour. Oh, am I using the right chart? Nope. I don't think I'm using the wrong one. My bad. My fault. So let's use the 12-hour time frame. All right. So let's go back this way. 12-hour time frame. Okay. We got a nice strong green candle. We back above the 200-day moving average. Bam, bam, bam. We need to break above this trend line in order to get to this trend line, right? So that means that we need to get back above right now we're at 657. So we need that push above 660 right here to 662 to 664. Why 664? Because where did you catch that strong bounce at 2 Fridays ago? Right here. Bounce right. Let me go ahead and paint it out. And you already know what I'm about to do. Because again, I'll break down things to a science to help you out as much as possible. Where did we catch these strong bounces at? 664. Strong bounce at 64, back on up. 64, back on up. So that means that 64 is no longer support. Support, but now resistance. So even if we go back on up, what's going to be right in your way? 664. See that? See what I mean? So you could go from these key levels on up to a 664, but you got to keep in mind 664 is no longer support because we're on top, because we're underneath it. Now if we was on top of it, that's a different story. 664 held up once, 64 held up twice. Strong support could now turn into what? Strong resistance. Now for a bounce on up, for a possible bull trap instead of a bear trap, for a nice move back on down. So I agree with that. And also what would that contribute to? If we go back a little bit, let me erase everything else. What would that contribute to still? A downtrend. See that? You still got a downtrend setting up. You go back this way. See that? You still got room to run up to these highs. Look, who's to say we're gonna break it? If you match this downtrend perfectly, what's your next key level? 64, right? Because that'll be 1 touch. That'll be 2 touch. And run back up to that 64. That'll be your 3rd touch for a possible move back to the downside. Am I lying? So think about it. You got a nice engulfing red candle, almost setting up like a bear flag. So right now you're testing this trend line here. So we can break above that. Yes, 60, 62 up to this old area of 64, right? We could hit that, just like I got on my drawing. If we look at it from a downtrend standpoint, we already hit the first point, that's 1. Then we already hit the second point, that's 2. And we push up towards 64, that'll be your 3rd hit. Because remember, old resistance can turn to possible, old support can turn to possible resistance because you underneath that strong level that held you up 2 Fridays in a row. Right here, 64, ran on up. 64, ran on up. So you see on how powerful 64 is when it comes to the buying side, right? Look on how powerful the move is back on up. Now let's reverse it. Now that we underneath it, that price point, could it now work for the bears now? Now we take that price point and go this way. Can we now reverse it and get this continuation downtrend? You got 1 touch, 2 touch. Could that be the 4th? Could that be the 3rd touch for the possible continuation on down towards 650 and so forth? So do you have room to go up? Yes. You still have room to push on up. We still haven't got it towards that strong resistance level yet, where you can run up towards that 9 EMA, up towards that 20 EMA, towards these levels here. So I do still think we have room to push up, but can we hold it? That's gonna be $1 million question. Can we go all the way back up to 670? Nah. I don't think we're going back up to, not today, no. I don't think we're going back up to no 670. So right here we go, guys, what I told you. Look at that. Strong move back on up, as we just talked about. Bam. 658, 660 to 662. See that? Strong move back on up. Look at that. Already. Bam. Breaking out of this downtrend once again. 660 to what? 662. So as I told you, do I think we have room to still go up in a bear, in somewhat of a bear market? Yes. Got room to go back up. So right now where we at? 658. So 658, next key level, 660. Where was that rejection at? 662. And then from that price point, if we get that breakout out, y'all know what the next key level is, around that 664. So right now, bad boy still pushing. Look at SPY still pushing towards the upside. Still looking good. I mean, that was a strong ass bounce, boy. That 650, 250. Bam. Got right back above 656. Bam. Now trying to go back up to what? 660. Because buyers are trying to go from the 50 range, from the 50 price points now into the 60s. Because buyers are trying to get back into the 60 ranges. Sellers are trying to hold them, trying to keep them out of it. So as we get this strong pushback on up, your next possible key levels up towards that 660, 662. That's going to be your next key level up. But do I think we could go all the way back up to 70? No, I don't think we go all the way back up to no damn 70. I don't think so. You got a lot of strong resistance ahead of you before you even get there. And we already know what one of them, which we just broke down to 12-hour time frame, it's gonna be 64. which is gonna put almost kind of like put you in this range, put you back in this little range right here. But we're gonna see as we keep going up. So right now, it's still looking good. Buyers are trying to get a break out of that downtrend setup. Why do I have a downtrend setup? That was based off of my 5-minute time frame. Go back a little bit. Try to squeeze it as much as I can. Because like I said, when did this downtrend start? Last Thursday. Thursday, pull back. Thursday, pull back. Try to break out of that downtrend. Right back underneath. Pull back. Now trying to re-break out of the downtrend once again. Trying to go for the upside. 660. 662. We get that breakout, y'all already know what the next key level they're going to. Right between the 64 65, right back in this little range. So keep it on watch, keep it on watch. But you see how easy it is to read it? Like to understand these levels, to understand the psychological levels from buyers and sellers. I mean psychological levels. Shout out to Primo, called out 75.50 yesterday. 75.50 was the tops, and then we fell right back on down, fell underneath the 200-day moving average, right back underneath the downtrend. And then you got that massive pullback on down. So think about it. You fell down towards 656. You bounced right back up to that trend line. And what price point? 662, right? Then you got that further pull right back on down. So right now, what buyers are trying to do? They're trying to take out what? 662. Because they need to get back above that level to move up to the higher price point. So they need to take out a level that took them out. Which is what? 662. So we take Thursday setup to Friday setup. Tariq, shout out, boss. Shout out, boss. Shout out, shout out.
Tarek Wheelam 5598 says, I'm done for the day.
Man, congratulations, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. But so now you can see this level where you bounced up and got rejected. That was around 662. What do you think buyers are trying to go up to? Think about it. What do you think buyers are desperately trying to go back up to? First 660, because that's going to be a natural level. Because you're going from 50s to now to the 60s. That's going to be natural to begin with. You're going to have sellers sitting around that level. But if you can break above 660, that next key level that they're going up to, guys, is going to be around what? 662. What did your sellers come in at? 662. You went green to red. And then from that key level, what's going to be next? 664. Because we know that's that level that they held up those last 2 Fridays ago. But right now, let's focus on where we at right now before we go any further. 660, 662. We're going to go from those levels first and foremost. So right now, you recovered 652.50. Bam. Nice movement back on up. 658, 660. So if we can get that breakout, let's see, can we break above it towards 662. Nice movement back to the upside. Got a strong movement. What stock did do that though? Let me see. What stock was that? What caused that push on up? What caused that strong push back to the upside? I'm trying to grab this damn chart. I'm trying to fix it. I'm sorry. Put it back to where it was at. All right. So I'm trying to see which stock was that caused that push. Because, let me see, VIX is falling. So that means if VIX is falling, SPY is going up. Because remember, VIX does the opposite of what SPY does. So if VIX goes down, SPY goes up. So that means how much room can VIX fall down to? What's that next key level on VIX? Next key level on VIX is gonna be around 220. It's gonna be around 24. So 24 should equivalent to 60 to 62. So we fall back down on VIX to 60 to 24. We should be up towards 60 to 62. So if y'all notice, it does the opposite of one another. See how SPY is going up and VIX is going down? Your next key level down is 24. So that means that we hit that 24. How much we got left? Almost 50 cents left down. So that means that we hit the 24. We should be pushing up towards 60 to 62. Because right now, VIX is falling back underneath the 200-day moving average on the bearish side of things. And you got SPY on the bullish side of things at this moment. Now, what stock was that that's ramping up that's causing SPY to spike like this? Let me see. What do we got? Google? Nope, it ain't Google. Amazon? I mean, you got Amazon pushing. So you got Amazon still squeezing. So Amazon is one. What about Apple? The queen bee. What is Apple doing? Apple still holding 270, 271, like right in this bracket, still holding this range. But that's not causing the push. The only thing I see is Amazon. What about Tesla? What's Tesla doing? Oh, Tesla. Okay, so you got Tesla. Tesla trying to push his way back up to 400. So we held, what was that, 285? So right now, that bad boy went on a what, $15 run so far? From 85 to close to 4, yeah, about a $15 run. So Tesla's bouncing back up. So that's contributing to SPY. So we got Tesla, we got Amazon, so forth. What about Meta? So Tesla, Amazon, we got that down pat.
5598 says, IQA am calling it, I'm out, I won't try to stay longer than find a way to lose chasing this pawn out. Catch y'all next week. Jay, thanks brother, peace.
Man, T, congratulations. And man, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, man. God bless y'all. God bless you, boss. Congratulations on your profit. Happy Thanksgiving, man. So yeah, so you got Meta, Amazon, Tesla still pushing back up to the upside. So you got those three blue chips so far that I see. What about Nvidia? Nvidia? How are we looking on Nvidia? Nvidia still? Okay, Nvidia trying to go for a bounce back up to 180. Microsoft? What about Microsoft? Microsoft? So we got 4 right now, right? 4 in our Austin. Got Microsoft? Microsoft trying to get a bounce back on up. Still need the 200, but I mean they still contribute. I mean look how they contributed to help a SPY push. I told you guys, the more we pull back on VIX down towards 24, you're gonna get that push back on SPY towards that 660 to 662. I told you, 662. That's gonna be the next key level right here. 662 is next, and then from that, next key level up is 64. So there go your strong push back to the upside. There you go, guys. So 662. I'll put my alert. It's gonna be alert 1. 662. Come on. Okay, 662. Alright, so I got one alert here, guys. 662. I'm looking at all the blue chip stocks to see what could be contributing to SPY going back up. Ooh, AMD. AMD with a nice little bounce too. AMD trying to move his way back on up. What was those tops? Right around 208, 210? Yeah, right around 208. So that's starting to curl back up. So you got, damn, it's 5. So you got AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, and it was something else. No, Google was pulling back, right? I mean, Google going on a little bounce, but I mean, Google, I give it to Tesla. Yeah, I give it to Tesla. Tesla's one. Nvidia's, I think it was Nvidia. Was Apple moving? Yeah, man, Apple's still holding 270. Apple's still holding 270. And look at that. I told you guys, next key level that they try and go up to 662. 662. Let's see. 662. Remember the levels we talked about on my 12-hour time frame? So let's see. Oops. Let me switch that. Let me go to my 662 to 660. So I see 662 to 664 for SPY. So that's the levels I see as far as today. But like I said, 270. I mean 670. No, I don't think. Not 70 just yet. No. Yeah. So 662 right where I got my first alert, and then up towards that 664, because that'll put you right where that old bounce was at right here. So I mean I can see it testing it underneath. But as far as breaking out, not yet.
G Promo says, if holds 660 with a good green candle, we might see heading to 668.
Okay, I see it. Okay, right where that 20 EMA is at. I mean, I can see it towards this trend line. So yeah, Primo, I do see that too, boss. Yeah, so if we get back above 64, I mean, I could see it going from that indicator to that indicator, which is lining up around 68. So I do see what you're saying. I do see kind of going like a gap fill. From that 9 to that 20. So I do see that. I do see what you're talking about. As of now, I do see 62 up to 64. And remember, Primo, that was that 64 was that old bouncing area from 2 Fridays ago. Right here. So that strong support. So, but the fact is we underneath it now. So that's the only thing that's concerning to me right now, as of now, boss, is that 64. Because strong support could turn to strong resistance. So that's the only thing. We take that level that was once so strong support where we got a nice move up, now being underneath it. That's the only thing that's concerning me as of now. So what I'm gonna do is, guys, I'm gonna light this area up in a solid line, and I'm gonna put it in red. I'm gonna put it in red for right now so everybody can see it. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put it in red and I'm gonna make a solid line. And shout out to Primo for calling it out too, though. But I do see what he's talking about. I do see it. So I'm gonna put my red line right here on where this area is, on how far we can go up to as of now. Now, if we can get that breakout, that continuation push, I do agree with Primo, that we can go from that 9 MA up to that 20 EMA, which is right around 668. And I do give them that, and that's going to put you right where that trend line is at. So I do give them that, because that's going to create the gap fill. So first and foremost, we need to go up to the first indicator, because you got to keep in mind, the only indicator that held was the 200-day moving average. So you have room to go from this 200-day moving average, this gap fill up to the 9 EMA. So you have that first gap fill. So you have that one that's going to put you around 662, right? So if we could get up towards that 9 EMA up to the 20 EMA, that's going to create a second gap fill. So far, I do have this bottom 200-day moving average. You can see my gray line up to this 9 EMA. That's the first gap fill here. That's going to put you around 662. That's the level that we talked about, up towards the 664. So keep that on watch. So I do see the first gap fill from here to here. I do see that first gap fill from here to here. Close up that gap fill. And then after that, you have the 9 EMA to the 20 EMA, which is around 668 that Primo called out. So I do see that as well. So focus on the first gap fill first and foremost. First and foremost gap fill, 62 to 64. Watch that first and foremost, because we need to get on top of that 9 EMA in order to even get to the 20 EMA. Because you got to get above that indicator to get up to that indicator. Because you got to keep in mind, that's still holding up as resistance until you get above it.
G Promo says, yes, 664.50 big LB if we break that 668 possible.
Yeah. Okay, and I agree. Like I said, and like I said, the main thing I'm watching, Primo, is that 64. Because I'm watching this old breakout, or this old bouncing level here that we had 2 Fridays ago, right? Because you got to remember, we underneath it. So, as I was mentioning, strong support could turn to possible strong resistance. So that's why I want to see on how these buys going to handle, trying to get back above that floor again, which is around 664. So if we get back above without those sellers coming in and trying to keep them underneath, you now utilizing it as a resistance, then yes, we can definitely get that push back up to 68. And I agree with you 110%. So let me do this, guys. Let me make a new one, and I'm gonna try to limit the lines as much as possible so it don't be too cluttery. Let me take off. So I'm using a different time frame. So let me take off this one. Let me take off this one. Let me take off. 650 we held. We bounced 650. I'm looking at this indicator, 200-day moving average. We back above that one. Again, trying to create a gap fill from here to here. That's going to put you around 62, 64. You can see right here. 64, rejection. 64, rejection. Until we broke above 64, then you ran up towards that 20 EMA, up towards the 50 SMA. Then you got hammered right back on down. So, first and foremost key level that we need to get back above. Because the reason why this is so important, guys, because we need the 9 EMA to reverse back on up. And I'll go to example to show you why. Okay, for example, for right here. Okay, so look on how important those indicators was. 50, this is your bottom. 50 is your red indicator. 20, that's your orange indicator. 9 MA, that's your blue indicator. So notice how the market reacted off of those 3 indicators, right? Once you have the 50 SMA, you got back on top of the 20 MA up to the 9 MA. And look how the market reacted off on it. You went up towards the upside, right? Now, once you start to fall back underneath the 9 MA, look what happened. Now those indicators turn into resistance. See that? You start to pull back underneath. Then you fell back underneath the 50 SMA. Even lower down towards the 664 that caused that strong push back on top of the 50 SMA, 9 MA, 20 MA. And look on how the indicators cross back up to the upside. You got that 9 MA, which is the leader, towards the upside. And because anytime you want to see some upside, you always want that blue indicator to be the leader above everything else, because that's the flexible indicator. So once you got that cross back above the 20 EMA, what happened? Market went up. You got overextended, hit around 85, dump right back on down, right? Okay, let's go this way. Then you came back on down. Look at your 9 EMA now. Look at that. Then you crossed over back underneath the 20, and now back underneath the 50. So the 50 was no longer support. The 50 now was resistance. Every time you run towards the 50, red indicator, you fall back on down. Indicator, fall right back on down. Indicator right here, shout out to Primo for calling that out yesterday, ran right back on down. So now, you done lost the 50, you done lost the 20, you done lost the 9. So the only thing that held you up was the 200-day. So now the goal is, and we want to flip back to the upside, we need to get back above these main indicators that hold the market up. So that means that Your leader is at the bottom, which is showing less value than any other indicator. It's showing less value than the 50. It's showing less value than the 20 MA, and so forth. So what you need to do is we need to get that indicator to show value, basically crossing back over, kind of like we got right here. It showed less value, then gain its value. It showed less value, then gain its value. So notice that indicator is doing what? Pointing down. So that means that the market can pull up to it like a magnet, but we underneath it, that can also act as resistance too. So that's why I told you guys, as long as you hold this 200-day moving average, you do have a gap fill to push up to that 90 MA like a magnet. In other words, you can see 662, 664, because that'll be the first indicator. We still got the 13, we still got the 20 and the 50 estimate to go. So right now it's the 9. The main thing is get above the 9. That's the main thing, because that's your leader. You want to, especially if you want to see that reversal or that flip, we got to get that 90 MA to show more value than any other indicator that we have on this chart. Kind of like we did again, like we did here before. You fill underneath, you show less value. You show less value. Then when you got back above all the indicators, it showed more value, right? Your 90 MA became back the leader, which that means that look at the market followed it, right? But then when you started to show less value, the market followed it. Now you see, and then you came all the way on down towards a strong area where buyers held, and then you got that nice reversal back on up. Now your 90 MA got right back on top of the 20 MA, showed more value. We ran up towards some highs, right back on down. So you see where we at? So you see on how that those indicators act as support and resistance, and can also act as gap fills. So in reality, if we take the 50 SMA to the 200 EMA, and again shout out to Primo, all we did was do a gap fill down. You went from the 50 SMA all the way down to the 200 moving average. So all you did was complete a gap fill down. So the goal is to now try to fill a gap fill back up, because now that you came down to these bottoms and not holding these bottoms, now your goal is to now push back up. So the first area that you have right in front of you is the 9 MA. 9 MA is right here, sitting right with it between the 62 and 64. So if we get above 64, that'll put us above that 9 MA. So that means that's turned into a second support indicator. So not only are you above the 200, now we need to get above the 9, right? So that means that we need to get above 64. If we get above 64, that's going to put us above that indicator with room to possibly run up to that indicator, which is what Primo was talking about, 68. So that means you go from the 64s up to the 68, because you're filling a gap fill up. A gap fill up, right? Because you're going from that indicator to that indicator. So right here, you're going from the 200 to the 9. So you're already filling up one indicator here. So the next key level is to go from that indicator to this indicator here. So all you're doing is trying to find your way back up. You're trying to climb slowly, trying to dig your way out of this hole. That's basically it. Now the main thing that holds you, 650. 650 was the savior. 650 saved everybody. Because again, if you would have lost 650, oh, you would have tumbled. Oh, I guarantee you would have tumbled. But what held you was 650. 650 was what held the entire play from continuing to fall to the downside. So that gave you a little bit of grace, and you got that move back up now. Because think about it, from 650 to 610. I'm sorry, 660. That's a $10 move already back up within itself. Think about it. 650, 660, $10 already. You're already up $10, and then we go up to a 664. That's $14. We go up to 668. That's $18, and so forth. So notice the transition, and notice the recovery. You came all the way on down, 650 held. Now you're recovering back up to the upside. You went red to green. Got right back on top of that 200-day moving average. Trying to fill up a gap fill up to the 9 EMA. 62, 64. See that candle trying to feed up to that 9 EMA? It's yanking it up like a magnet, slowly pulling it up to it. Now the main area, the big boss, or one of the bosses, is going to be 64, because what was once support can now be resistance. However, if buyers can get back on top of that, we can reutilize that price point again to get that push back up to the upside. But we got to get 64 back into support, to a support floor. Because right now it's a ceiling because you're underneath it. But you do have room to push up to it, 62 to 64, where you can test this level, but we need to break that level. So you got a strong green candle trying to push his way up, slowly trying to push up to that 9 MA like a magnet. But, and the reason why I'm doing this, I mean, I'm not trying to do this to sound kiddie, but I'm just trying to show you the simplicity of it. You know, how simple it is just to read these levels, or how to read the charts, and how to use these indicators, gap fills, and so forth. Again, we did pull all the way back down to 650, but then you got back on top of this 200-day moving average. From 200 to this 9 EMA, all you're doing is doing a slow gap fill up to this 9 EMA. So you're going from this gray indicator to this blue indicator. You're just slowly filling the gap up. After dumping on up, you're just slowly gapping up now. And then after we get this level, if we can break that 9 EMA, what's next? Your 20 EMA, right? You go from that blue indicator to the orange indicator. That'll be the second gap fill up. So that's what you want. And if we successfully do that, not only are you getting a successful push back up to the 20 EMA, what price point are you back on top of? 64. The level that held up 2 Fridays ago when we went on those strong movers back on up. Look at this. 664. Nice move on up to resistance, then back on down. 664. Nice movement back on up, resistance, right back on down. And if you notice, it was a rinse, almost like a rinse and repeat, because you came back down to the same bottoms. You 664, ran on up, back on down. 664, you ran on up, right back on down. It was like a rinse and repeat. But now, you got, as I was telling everybody else, we're no longer on top of it. Now we're underneath it. So instead of being support, they can possibly be used as resistance. Buyers can possibly use, sellers can possibly use this as a resistance level to keep buyers from breaking out, because strong support could possibly turn to strong resistance. So as we move on up, watch to see if those sellers are going to try to block those buyers underneath that 64 level, because again, we're no longer on top of it. So we'll keep it on watch. We'll keep it on watch to see where we go. So remember, like I said, look at these levels here. Again, I'm trying to break it down to you guys as much as I can, man. Look. Okay. Look at this. 64 bottoms. Strong demand zone. Back on up. 64 bottoms. Strong demand zone. Right back on up, right? That's when you was on top of 664. But now let's go this way. You're underneath 664. Underneath it. No longer on top. You're underneath it. So that means could sellers utilize that area now? Now they have the benefits of the advantage to block buyers, block them at this level for the move back on down, because you're no longer on top. Again, when you was on top of it, nice move back on up. Then you had the trend line bounce, nice move back on up. 664, nice move back on up. But now we going the opposite way on a downtrend setup. So the question is, could this be a bull trap? Because you ran up, rejected. Ran up, rejected. Ran up, rejected. Now you're running up again. Question is, are we going to get a breakout, or are we going to get rejected again for a possible move back down? Because you got to think about it. Now everything, the tables have turned. So another way we can do this. Another way to kind of figure it out too. Let's do this. Okay, let's flip this chart upside down. Look at it from a put standpoint at 664. So let's do this. So let's take the same exact chart but flip it. All right, let's look at it from a put standpoint. So how the puts are looking at 664? How are they looking at it? What are they thinking? All right, let's flip it to what they thinking. All right, 180. Okay, so let's flip it to what the puts are thinking. What could the puts be thinking? All right, so let's move this up. What was it? 664, right? Oh, that's wait. Oh, that's back down right here. So this is right, 664. Okay, so this is what the puts are looking at for possible support. So you see how you ran up the again. All we did, guys, is flip the chart upside down, looking at it from a put standpoint. So you can see where the bounce happened at, right? Because that became your puts resistance, right? 664 rejected, right? All the way up towards 54, rejected. So now as we pull back down to this price point, could puts, now that we back on top of this level, could they utilize 664 to hold for that drop? So, because right here, this is a put chart. So it looked like the puts are moving up. Ooh, let's see. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Because I'm looking at it from a put standpoint on what the puts are thinking. So we know this is the area that's holding us back from breaking, falling, which is around 650. So let me move it up to 650 real quick. All right, 650. All right, 650. All right, 650, that means you bounce. 650, that means you bounce. So that means that level, that means that the puts cannot still take out 650. So that level, that's going to be their weakness, their kryptonite, 650. Which is now putting us between 650, 664. So where we're going to go from here. Now again, I'm looking at it from a put standpoint. I turn the chart upside down. You still got this uptrend on the put side though. That's the thing. You got this little uptrend because that means you're losing leverage. So if buyers get rejected at 664, that should be a support line for the puts. So we have to pull, pull back, bounce back up towards 664 and get rejected. That means puts. We'll see though. We'll see. The 664 is gonna be challenging to see where we go from here. So let's see. See how you pushing on up towards the calls, 664, and you see how you pulling back down to 64 on the puts. So that's gonna be a crucial level. It's gonna benefit one of the two. Because if sellers can keep buys underneath 664, they can utilize that for support, which that means you're getting rejected. Because that means that'll continue the trend line up on the puts while you steady falling back down on the call. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch that level. We're gonna see where we go. That's gonna be very crucial. 64 gonna be very crucial. Because like I said, it can benefit both parties. Because it can benefit the puts, where you can block the buyers and fall. And it can also benefit the buyers if buyers can get back above it and go back up. So yeah, 64 can be very crucial. Because we're looking at it from both standpoints. It can be very crucial on both situations. So yeah, that's gonna be crucial. Crucial. Nice bounce back on up, but you're gonna have a lot of resistance right here. You can clearly see it. Look where your buyers came in at. They was comfortable with going in heavy for that push back up. So again, now you underneath it. So that's the thing. Can we? And Primo, like I said, the only thing, and I agree with you, but the only thing that's just making me not really pan towards the bullish side is that you still got this downtrend setup. And now that you're underneath the strong area that held us up 2 Fridays in a row, now underneath it, flipping the table now, turning 64 support, now it's a 64 resistance. That's the only thing. Okay, I'm gonna try to break it down to you what I see from one standpoint. And I'm gonna draw it out to both standpoints, but I'm gonna break it down to what I see it being underneath it. Okay, let me show, because I don't want to put fear in nobody. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the best that I can, guys. Okay. So being underneath that level, right, 664. If we can't break, get a little push, where we can test that trend line, and then back underneath 64, where we can actually still follow that downtrend, like back down, something like this, and continue this down. I can see that's the thing. That 64 level is gonna be crucial. See? Because if you fall back underneath, I can see this continuation downtrend setup taking place back down this way. And you'll still just get this bearish rally. Because you already got here to here where you're building up lower highs. See, that's the only thing that's concerning me. Is that 664. So I'm speaking about it on a short standpoint. From a put standpoint. That's the way I see it from a put standpoint. Okay, so let me speak about it on a call standpoint. Alright, now call standpoint. Okay. We need to get back above 64. If we get this push back above, that means that we need to create some type of balance, like right in this range here, to reverse back to the upside. See what I mean? But you see on how important 664 still plays a role on the long and short side? Because even if you break out and pull back, you still have to hold 664 on the long side to get the move back up, to get the reversal to the upside. But now you see how South 64 still plays a major key? You see that? It still acts as a bottom for the longs to hold, for the move back up. That's on the long side. right? 664 still plays a major role. Now, short side, if we go back on up, get rejected and come back on down, what plays a major part? 664. Back down to the downside. Now you see how important that 664 is? How it can act, it can benefit both parties. It can benefit the cause and the long. I mean the short. Now, y'all see what I'm saying though, right? I mean, chat, do y'all agree with me on how important 664 is? Primo, you agree, boss? That it can still play a role in both standpoints, from a short standpoint and a long standpoint. I mean, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, it plays a major key on the short side and the long side. I mean, guys, chat, do y'all agree with me? I mean, if y'all disagree, man, do feel free to say so. Y'all have the floor. Y'all have the floor. Primo, anybody, Tariq, Aussie, Nadia, Jenna, whoever. But do y'all see that regardless to how we look at it, that 64 still plays a major key? You know, whether on the upside or the downside? I mean, and my thing is, am I tripping? I mean, I want you guys' opinion too. Primo, what you think, boss? Because like I said, that 64 can make all the difference. Because I can see it. If we fall back underneath, it can give us a continuation downtrend. If those buys were to push, that means we have to stay above 64 to put us back in this range, back up. But 64 still plays a major key. It still plays a major key. It was to get that move and retest. Again, guys, what do you guys think? Again, I want you guys to honest opinion. What you think? I think 64 still plays a major role up or down. It still plays a major role, but the fact that we underneath it. Right now, it's benefiting the bears. Right now, it's benefiting the bears because you're underneath it. Let me see. Where we at right now? See, I know we try to slowly push up to that EMA. But that 64 is going to make a difference. See, we underneath that range. Or we underneath this level. See, that's the thing. 64 is going to make all the difference. Now, and I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to speak too soon. Now, I can see a $10 drop on the downside if like 64 to 65 was to hold from 65 back down to 45. I can definitely see a $10 drop. I mean, I bet you had a $20 drop, to be honest. If we lose this back down. But right now, all we're doing is watching this level. See this? We slowly still towards 664. That's gonna, I'm telling you, this is gonna be a crucial key, guys. Crucial key. That 64 is gonna be crucial no matter how we look at it. I mean, I'm asking you guys, what do you guys think? Cause the only thing that's still making me bearish, cause you're underneath all indicators still. 50, 20, 9 is still holding up, but strong resistance still pointing down. See, that's the only thing, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough level here, right here. I know we got room to run up to it. You know, especially for my longs, cause I don't want you guys to get.
Here we go.
Yeah, see what I mean, Primo. Look. Now, like I said, that was and again, Primo, as I was breaking down, even if we push up, that 64 is gonna hold weight. It's gonna hold key. You know, on the long side and the short side. I don't know if you was in my live stream and I broke it down. And if y'all want me guys to do it again, guys, I'll do it. Like, to me, 64 is gonna be key. Like right here, 64. I'm telling you, for those who missed it, because okay, we look at it. We'll start with the downside first, because we're underneath. Like I can see us pushing up to this level here, which is right around that 20 MA, and then you fall back underneath 64, and then do this. That'll give you that downtrend setup. I can see it from a downtrend standpoint. And that'll pull you back down to 650. Okay, on the long side, if we get above 64, that means we have to break above this key level, like back in these like ranges here. This way. That'll give us an uptrend. That'll give us a reversal back up. But all in all, look what level we need to hold. 64. Because why? 64 has held in the past. 64 has held. We ran back on up. 64 has held. We ran back on up. Now y'all see on how important that 64 level is going to be in on both sides? So, we can see it from a long standpoint. If we get but we have to get a strong push back up to keep it in, start this range. To keep this range going. to reverse. Now, if we look at it from a short standpoint, as I talked about before, if we get a little push on up, but then reject it back on down, see that? I can see that. 64. Still leading to a down. Primo, what you think, boss? That 64 is going to make a difference. I mean, guys, all of you guys, what you think? Because, I mean, Primo is a GOAT. But I want to ask you guys this. And no answer is a stupid answer, guys. On my platform, no answer is a stupid answer. But to me, I think 64 is key on the long and short side. Because, and the reason why, because now that we underneath 64, it can benefit, shorts, turning that bad boy from support to resistance back down. That's on one end, right? Now, if we're looking at it on the up end, that means we got to get back above 64 and create a range this way. But regardless, 64 is still going to play a major key. See, we got room to push back up because you can pull back up to that 9 MA like a magnet. I mean, you do have room to pull back up, but I still think it's bearish. It's just me. I may be crazy. I still think it's bearish, man. I still think it's bearish. I still think it's bearish. Because you got this engulfing red candle, and you still got a lot of upside. I mean, you still got a lot of resistance right above your head, man. I still think it's bearish. Between 62 64. Like, I mean, we could test these levels, but I'm not saying we're going to break out. I still think this bad boy can still create this continuation downtrend. Because now, being underneath this strong support, where you have room where sellers can be now sitting at. Because, don't get me wrong. You had strong bear traps right here. Twice. You came down one Friday here where you trapped sellers, and then you went back on up. Then the second Friday, you trapped sellers, and then went right back on up. Now, sellers can reverse that same exact price point on buyers. Because now buyers can get trapped by the sellers, now back down. Because you're on a downtrend still. You're still on a downtrend. You're on a downtrend. Woo, this is going to be tough, man. Because I don't want to get nobody the wrong. I don't want to get nobody wrong. The only thing I can tell you guys is 664. That's the only thing I can give you. It's 664. Okay, for puts, you have to stay underneath 664. For calls, you need to break back. You need to break above 664. That's the only thing I can give you. That's the only thing I can give you. Because I can see it from two standpoints. I can see it from a downtrend perspective underneath 664. And I can also see it from an uptrend if we break above it and then get back in this range. But that means we're going to have to push back up towards like the 70s to 72-ish, basically back up these levels to, create this range. I just still see more downside than upside. I see a downtrend setup from right here. When was this? November 13th. You still been on this downtrend setup, and all your indicators are falling. Oh, man. Primo putting.
Says, rebar confirmed pop is coming spot.
Primo putting pressure on me right now. No. And like I said, I do think that we can push back up. I agree with that. 62 to 64. The $1 million question is, are we going to get back above this old strong demand zone? Because now being underneath it, can now sellers reverse it on them and now utilize 64 for resistance? See, that's the only thing that's concerning me. I do think that we can still push up 62 to 64. But the question is, can we stay above 64? Is the $1 million freaking question. That's the thing. And I'm showing you guys from a 12-hour standpoint. Because again, above it, we had room to go up. But now we flipped it. Now we underneath that bad boy. See, that's and then we also got this downtrend setup still taking place. And this engulfing red candle. It's like all these signs are still pointing. Primo putting pressure on me right now. I'm trying every which way. And look, 62 that we just talked about. Which I do still think we got room to run up. But the question is are we gonna hold it? That's the $1 million question. Now, if you want to go on, going long on scalps or ride it up, that's fine. I'm talking about as far as closing. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about as far as like towards the end of the market close. Like going up, no, you good. You good. We still got a lot of room to go. But we still going to have some resistance here and up here. So, but if you want to ride it on up scalp-wise, I mean, right now it's still bullish. I mean, right now it's still golden. I'm talking about as far as 64 closing. That's what I'm thinking about. Because
Promo says, yes, 664.50 is a big LB.
Yeah, see, you want to say, you see what I see? See? That's what and I agree with you. That's why I said, I do think we can still push up to 62, 64, like in that area. But the question is, are we going to hold it? Going into next week, pretty much what I'm talking about, boss. Again, and like I said, I'm not trying to scare, buyers out of their position. Like I told you guys, buyers, I do think you still have room to push up to 62, 64. Plus, what I'm saying is, are we going to hold that level going into next week? Is what I'm saying. Can we dig our way out of this downtrend setup? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said 64 is going to be very important. That's going to be a very important key on the long side and the short side. So that's why I was saying, puts, you need to keep the buyers underneath 664. Calls, you need to stay above 664 because you want to go back into these old ranges. Because look on how powerful 664 was for buyers back then. Look right here. 664, look at this. Red to green, nice rally back on up. Red to green, nice rally back on up. But now we underneath it where sellers can now try to reverse it and flip it. That's why I want to see what's going to happen at 64. Either we're going to, it's up to these buyers though. It's up to buyers. I can't tell you what's going to happen. All I can tell you the prediction where we can push up to, but I can't say what's going to happen once we get to it. I don't know. See, we're still pushing. So 61, so you're about $1 away from 62, pulling up to that 9 EMA. So we did already say 62. I already got my mark. 62. That's from yesterday. So we already said 62. And we can already got my alert too. Sitting right here, guys. My alert 62. I got one alert. Next key level from that 64. But yeah, roughly 60. I'm gonna make two alerts. Because I know today Friday, and guys, you got to be careful. Today is Friday, and don't forget, next week we're not going to have a full week. We got the Thanksgiving holidays coming up. Don't forget about that. We're not going to have a full week next week. Thanksgiving holidays are approaching. So you make the best of what you can right now. Make the best of it. Because next week's holidays is kicking in. Not going to have a full day. Just letting you guys know. Just make you guys aware of that. So right now, buyers are still trying to pull up to that 9 EMA like a magnet. 62, 64. Still got this nice little move on up on the 5. Still looking good on SPY. Still looking good. I got two alerts. 62, 64. But like I said, I was trying to figure out what's going to happen at 64. That's what I'm trying to figure out as we close out on Friday going into next week, knowing that we're not going to have a full trading week. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. For those who want to swing trade or whatever the case may be.
Jingle the code 5748 says, what do you think of 666.76 level?
Yeah, and I agree with, like I said, with Primo, like, see, your 20 EMA is sitting around 667, almost 668. That means that, okay, this is what needs to happen, Jenna. Okay, that means this, once we get above that 9 EMA successfully, that means we got to get above 664. That means that we have a, because we already got a 200, right? So you're already doing a gap fill from the 200 to the 9. So you already got that setting up. What you're talking about is we need to go from the 9 to the 20. So that means that we need to get back above 64, which that'll put us above that 9 EMA, where we can do a gap fill up to the 20 EMA. That's going to put us towards 668. So right now, we are in a gap fill. We are in a gap fill from the 200 to the 9. That's first and foremost. That's the main. We're trying to get that out of the way first and foremost. What time it is? Oh, we got about 30 minutes. So what level do we need to get above before 1 o'clock? 64. 64. Because right now it's 12:36, right? So that means we definitely want to get back on top of 64. Because, and the reason why I'm saying this is, because you got to remember, these are 12-hour candles. These are every 1 o'clock they close. 1 o'clock p.m., 1 o'clock a.m. We need to get this candle to successfully close at least 62.50 up to 64. Especially above that 9 EMA. Because we don't want to close, we don't want this candle to close below. Because I mean, you still want to have resistance right above your head. So let's see. So right now, this candle is closed out to 1. So we need to continuously push, which is doing, still doing. What you doing? So 662 that we just talked about. So you're about almost 50 cents away from it. See, I told you it was gonna pull up to that 9 MA like a magnet. I told you guys this. From that 200-day moving average, it's gonna pull up to that 50. It's gonna pull up to that 9 like a magnet. It's filling a gap fill. From that gray indicator to that blue indicator, it's just filling up a gap. It's just filling up a gap. It's trying to close it. It's trying to slowly close it. But what would help going into the second half of the market if we get back above 64 in due time. Because you got about, what, damn near 20 minutes. 20 freaking minutes. Because you still got these highs all the way up here. Right here where this red candle is from yesterday. You still got that top way all the way up here. Still got that crap. But your main key areas here, 64, because you got to turn this back into support. Because other than that, that support can turn into resistance, especially if that counter closes underneath. That means that new counter that comes in is going to be welcomed automatically to resistance. 9 MA, 664. I mean, you may get a push, but I may not hold. Let's see, though. We're going to keep it on watch. Because this counter closed out in about almost roughly 20 minutes. So we're going to see. Right now, you're already getting an upper shadow right around 62. Upper shadows, just like I was saying. I told y'all. We'll see. We'll see. That's why I was like, I still was leaning toward the bearish side. Still leaning toward the bearish side. Today's Friday. We'll see. We'll see. Because 662 to 664 is going to be your challenge. That's going to be your main challenges. I'm telling you. That's your main challenges right now. You got to get at least above 662. At least. Now, the reason why I'm saying it is because you want to stay above 660. You don't want to fall back into the 650s. Because right now, you're, what, at 660.50? Look like still getting a little bit of weak. A little weak. Upper shadow. How we looking right now? See where your sellers are sitting at? See, that's why I have my alerts. 662. That's one area where sellers are sitting at. We'll see. Can they go for that push? Because we got to break above 62. Yeah, sellers are sitting right above 62. They're not even trying to allow the buyers to go up to 64. They fighting it. That's why I told y'all, be careful, man. Today, Friday, it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be hella tricky. Hella tricky, man. So I'm telling y'all, be careful, be careful. All I'm doing is watching my 12, I'm watching my 5, trying to put everything together. See where those sellers are coming in at. See where your candles starting to hesitate. 62. Starting to hesitate a little bit. Let me maximize it a little bit. Sorry about that. Right about, yep. Underneath 62, starting to hesitate just a little bit. Hesitating. So it's kind of like consolidating. See how it's kind of going? It's not going up. It's kind of like consolidating. Kind of not going to the consolidation after this little run up. So now that means that you're in the consolidation now of 660 to 662. So you're in the $2 consolidation. So that means buyers are trying to hold 660 because they're trying to stay above that level. They're not trying to fall back into the 50s. So we know where the buyers are sitting at right now, 660. Your sellers are sitting right around 661.50 up to 662, because you can see the levels that you can't break. So let me see. Let me make another line real quick. Let me do this. I'm gonna put 661.50. Let me see if that's also where they sitting at. Let me see. I'm gonna make another line. I'm gonna put a dash. Yep. 661.50 right back. Gotta know how to read them, baby. Let's see. I told you, man. That's why I told you the levels we need. I told you. Let's see. I told you I wasn't sure on that bullish. I mean, we had a nice run up, but I knew where the resistance is sitting at. And so I was telling y'all, be careful, man. So I'm trying to help you guys out as much as I can, because I don't want y'all putting yourself in positions y'all shouldn't be in. So watch these levels, 60 to 62. You're in a $2 range. $2 range. So because you've noticed, you went up. Now you're consolidating. Trying to hold 660. Buyers are trying to go for the next level up. They're trying to stay above 660 for that next leg up. So you already spiked up. Now they're trying to consolidate for the next leg up. And you got to keep in mind too, today's Friday. It's going to be a lot of contracts expiring. You know, so it's gonna be a lot of that too. You know, some time decay, and that's why I tell y'all Fridays, man, it's tricky as shiitake. Very tricky.
Traedz Egypt 2202 says, sitting on hands, I smell a red rat.
So right now we're at 1242. So this candle, like I said, right now we're still underneath the 9 MA, still need those indicators. Because again, remember guys, this candle closed out at 1. We need to get above these. I mean, the only indicator that's holding is the 200. So you still got the 9 MA, 20 MA, 50 SMA. So you still got those indicators underneath you. So I'll put it like this, Nadia. I'll say, I'm sorry, Queen. Will be an ideal level at this time, within this 20-minute time frame, is buy can come in aggressive, get back above 662 to 664. Why? Because that'll put you above the 9 EMA. Because you already got the 200, right? Now you'll have the 9 EMA. And also you'll have that floor that you had 2 Fridays ago. Right here, 664 support, 664 support. Look how strong it was before when we were on top of it. And let's see. I think the buyers may be listening to me. I think they hear me. I think they hear me. I think they try to do it. Let's see. Because I noticed that candle start to stretch up a little bit. Let's see if that's what they do. Let's see. I think they heard me. I told you it was going to possibly consolidate 660 to 662. So let's see. For that possible next leg up. So let's see. I think they heard me. They was like, man, let me make this dude shut up. Let's push up so he can shut the hell up. All right, let's see though. Let's see. All right, so right now we're at 6150. 6150. All right. If we get that break above 6150, you're only 50 cents away from 62. Because your 2 key areas going to be 62, 64. But mainly 64. No, but not you. Also, you notice that? The minute I said it, they start pushing. I said we was in a range, right? I said it was in a range of 660, 662. I said what areas we need to push? 662, 664. The minute I said that, now your buyers are trying to push towards 60. It's like they heard what I said. It's like, oh yeah? Okay. But let's watch. Let's see. Do they have enough strength to push? Right here, we at 662, but we still underneath that 9 EMA. Still got some room to cover. Some ground to cover. We gotta see. 662 to 664 is gonna be very crucial for buyers, especially 64, because you want to get back on top of this floor right here. Because look, Aussie, Jenna, Primo, tell me I'm lying. Okay, look, when we was on top of 664, right? You went on up. Your buyer stepped in. 664. Your buyer stepped in. Underneath 64. Seller step in. Underneath 64. Seller step in. So you notice how crucial that 664 level is. You see what I mean? Now you see what I mean by 664 play support and resistance? When you're on top, it benefits the buyers. When you're underneath, it benefits the sellers. Because think about it. Look, where did you fall underneath the other day? 664, you fell on down. That level is very crucial. I'm telling you, that level is crucial. 664 level is crucial. It's going to be very, very crucial. Okay, longs. I'm going to tell you right now, as we're going from Friday into next week, this is what you don't want. I'm giving you heads up from what I see right now. This is what you don't want to see. All right? You already got in the golf and red candle, right? What you don't want to see is a bounce and a trap right here. And then back on down. That's what you don't want. Long, that's what you don't want. You don't want to get trapped right here. Because you need to break out above 664. You need to turn that back into support, right? Turn that back into support. What you don't want to see is a bounce and those sellers now flipping a trap and using it against the buyers. Trapping them underneath. Because that's all they're going to do is create a what? Downtrend setup. That's what you don't want. You don't want to see that. You don't want it. Going into next week. 664 now turn to resistance. You don't want the flip. That's why we need, right now, we need 664. We need to get that push back on. We need to get that, because that at least help that next candle coming in at 1. Because if we was to strongly get that push back on top 664, this candle here alone, the one that we in right now, you can see the candle moving on the 5, is that same candle that we in right now. That means that candle's about to close in 13 minutes. We need to get that. We need those buys to strongly get back above 664. And we can get that candle to strongly close it out. That means once that next 1 o'clock candle comes in for the second half of the market, 664 to turn back into support. That means that now you can reverse the trap again, creating a bad trap, just like we did before. You came on down, bad trap, bam, reverse, red to green, back on up. Pull back on down, bad trap, reverse, red to green, right back on up. But now look where you at. You underneath it. Now sellers can be sitting here doing the total opposite of what you're doing. So that's why we need that. So let's see what we can get, man. Still struggling. You're still struggling right at 51, 61.50. Still struggling. Struggle. Still fighting, man. Buyers got to get that push. You got about 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Come on, buyers. Gotta flip it. That'll help them. The other floor, you're still holding is around, what is that? 658-ish? Around 658? You got that floor holding. From 50 to 58, you got that holding still. So, that could create a range for the moment. Because you still have yet to break 664. And you got these bottoms now that you're on top of that 650, 657-ish level. Basically right here, these bottoms here. Where the candles are holding. So you got like, is that 650 or 658? Let me see what price point that is exactly. What is that? I know we got a little bit of... Where we at? 661. Because we'll see right here, look how we hesitating a little bit. Look how we hesitating. Just a little bit. Look right here. Look how we hesitating. Just a little bit. Right where my line, right where my price is at. It's hesitating just a little bit. Let's see. Buyers, come on, man. They got about 11 minutes. Damn near 11 minutes. Come on, man. They need the 11 minutes, man. Come on. At least 662, at least. At least 662. Something of that nature. They got 11 minutes. Because that means 1 o'clock. Because right here, guys. Right here is going to cross over. Right here with this, we have this vertical line. You're going from 12 to 1. That means 1 o'clock to 4. That's your second half of the market. So it depends on where we close out for the first half. Is where we need to continue for the second half. So that means if we, for example, if we don't get this break above 61.50 to 62 for the first half, that's going to be the second half's problem because you're still getting hammered. So keep that on watch. That's why we need that push. But look what's happening. Was I lying? Yeah, I told you. Let's see. What's gonna really put the nail in the coffin? 60. And we fall back on these 660, that's gonna really put the nail in the coffin on that. But they still trying to hold that range. Let's see. Because you notice how the candle getting aggressive on the short side? Let's see. It's gonna be let's see what's about to happen in this range of 660 towards this 661.50. Let's see. We in this little range, mini range, but I already know what sellers trying to do. Sellers trying to kick buys out of that 660 before 1 o'clock. I know what sellers trying to do. They trying to kick them right back into the 650s. I know what sellers trying to do. Let's see. Ooh. See how it is? See how it's so simple it is to read this though? Just have fun reading this though? Come on, man. Just to understand the psychology. I love it. That's why I help my trading a lot, man.
Traedathon 2202 says, "No lies, I promise."
Look at that. Let's see though. Let's see, because we know buyers are trying to stay above 660s. We know sellers are trying to take out 660s. So let's see what's gonna happen, Queen. Let's see what's happening. If they can close them on these 660s, boy, buyers better beware. We got left 9 minutes. So right now, see, all right, buyers still trying to hold. So right now, he's still in this range. See that 9 MA is desperately trying to hold up. So right now, but if you lose that 9 MA, you got room to fall right down to that 20, which is going to take you right into the 659s. Because you'll be feeling the gap fill on that 5-minute time frame back down this way. So you lose that 9 MA, you can guarantee the gap fill this way. Snap. Oh, snap. Let's see. Oh, see, let's see, Queen. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Will the sellers get that gap fill undone? Will they kick those buys out of 650 before 660 before 1 o'clock? Ooh. Ooh. Let's see. Ooh, this is interesting. We got 8 minutes. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Oh, snap. Could we see that gap fill on the 5? I told y'all to watch that. I told y'all to watch that. That's why I told y'all I wasn't leaning on longs. I wasn't leaning on it. I knew it. I told y'all. I told you we're going to have some tough areas coming. I knew it. I knew it. Watch that 660. Because buyers are desperately trying to hold it. But if those sellers, we'll be right back in the 650s. Watch that 660. Buyers, we have to hold it. Like, you have to hold 660 because you want to stay in the 660 range. Because you don't want to fall. Because put it like this. You fall back into the 550s. I mean 650s. Now you got to deal with the 560. Because that means that 660s is going to turn back into resistance. It's going to turn back to resistance. Now you see on how desperate those buyers are trying to hold it? Watch. So watch. Let me show you. I'm going to make a duplicate line right here. And I'm going to put it at 660. Tell me I'm lying. They're trying to hold his range. And look, see, sellers are trying to kick those buyers out of that 660. But the question is, can they do it? You got about 7 minutes. What's about to happen on a Friday? What's about to happen? Because right now, you need that 9 EMA. You don't need that 9 EMA, and you already know you lose that 9 EMA in 660. You got room to possibly fill that gap fill down towards that 20 EMA, and that's gonna put you back down towards the 658s-ish. So let's see. Let's see, Queen. 660. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, is that gap? Ooh! Oh! Oh, see, what's your boy line? Let's see. Are we going to get that full gap? That gap fill back down to that 20. Let's see. Ooh! All right, so what we got left on this candle? It's 5-minute candle, right? Almost 30 seconds. Got to watch that 660. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. It's going to be, ooh, let me see. Buys are still holding 660. But y'all notice the range, right? Y'all notice the range still? So buys are still holding 660. So you got the tops right around 661.50 and the bottoms right. So now you know how to avoid getting caught in the range. Or get caught in choppiness. See that? Up, down, up, down, up, down. So now you know how to avoid getting caught in it. So that means that, let me see. Right now, buys are still trying to hold. Let me see. Watch that 6. So right now we're still in this range. Right now we're still in this range. About to close out right now. Boom. So new candle in. New candle in. All right. New candle in. New candle in. Oh, we're going to pull all the way back down. Let me see what we're about to do. Let's see. Let's see what we're about to do, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I told y'all, man, that 9 MA was going to... I told y'all. That's why I kept my eyes on it. I told y'all the crucial level was 62.64. 62.64. I wouldn't lie to y'all. I would not lie to y'all. I mean, Apple's still holding. Apple's still holding up pretty well. Pretty decent. Yeah, oh yeah, VIX didn't fail. Yeah, VIX didn't fail back on down underneath the 200-day moving average, underneath 24. So, I mean, could we push? Let's see what Bob's about to do. Let's see. Let's see. Still got your VIX fading. VIX still fading. Let's see. The only way, if VIX can get back on top of 24 back up, that's the only way. 24 back to 26. Boy, see that? But you see that sideways movement on how to avoid that choppiness? Now you see how to avoid the chop? All I did was put 2 price points, 661.50 and 660. All I put, oh, they got left 4 minutes. 4 minutes. They still got 4 minutes. Let's see, guys. Let's see where we go. They still fighting at 660. Let's see. Can buyers maintain 660? Yeah, we ran up, but then right back down. Still in this little range. Still in this range. Let's see. It's crazy to watch this, though. It's crazy to watch. Watch this range. Just back and forth. Back and forth. It's like you don't know which way you want to go. You don't know whether you want to break back above 661.50 or crack right back below 660. But it look like I want to point down, but we got to get that. We got to get that confirmation. We got to get the confirmation. We got to crack 660. I mean, sellers got to come in aggressive. They have to. They have to come in aggressive because what they want to do is again on the short side. you want to turn 660 back into resistance. Because you're no longer in 660s anymore. You're back in the 650s. Oh, let's see. Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Come on, sellers. Come on. Keep those buys out of 660s. Come on. You want to get out of this range and go for that nice gap fill back down. You're going to have to do it. Come in aggressive, baby. Get that gap fill from here to here. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see. Come on, sellers. Come on. Got to keep them underneath 660. 660. Got about 3 minutes left. But you notice that range. You notice the battle. You notice the battle range. Look at this. Buyers are still holding. Sellers are still holding. But sellers, if they want that nice confirmation, they got to get that crack up 660. They got to crack it. Because you want to fall back. Because you want to turn 660 back into resistance. But you notice how I'm just sitting here just slowly breaking it down to you guys. I'm just how to just notice that without getting caught in choppiness. Without getting caught in the chop. This is chop right here. This is choppiness. Because the market, it don't know where it want to go. It don't know which way it want to go. It's a battle, back and forth. Sellers and buyers, back and forth, back and forth. You know where the buyers are located. You know where the sellers are located. Sellers are definitely, they're trying to go for it. But we need enough selling volatility to get that 660 crack. They're right now, 659. They're trying, man. It's a battle. It's a battle right here. It's a battle right here, guys. Let's see what we got. Oh, we still got about 2 minutes, huh? Come on, 660. If puts are going for it, they need to stay underneath it. They need to get that candle to close, because that means that 1 o'clock you'll be underneath 660. Got about almost a minute left. Almost a minute. Almost a minute. Look like it's pointing down. Oh, there go that gap fill. Come on, sellers, come on. Let me see if they gonna get it. It's like they do it and then buyers come back in and like try to save 660. Come on, sellers, what you gonna do? I know y'all ain't gonna stay in this range going into the second half of the market. I know better. Y'all better get out of this range. And so y'all don't have to drive these people crazy. Come on, man. They got it. They just gotta get this. But you got buyers trying to hold at 660. Come on, sellers. Because, I mean, you are underneath the 9 EMA. I mean, don't get that twisted. You are underneath the 9 EMA. You are underneath it. Because you can see right here, when you're on top, you bounce, you bounce, you bounce, you bounce. Right now, you're underneath it. So, if it close, I mean, so it's still a fighting chance for them bad boys to drop it. We got left about 10 seconds. All right, 10 seconds. We're about to be crossing over to 1 o'clock, guys. 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I mean, right now, you're underneath the 9 EMA. Right now, you're underneath the 9. So, let's see. Should be right about now. Bam. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. 60. Come on, man. Sellers need to get. Let's see. See, that's that chop. See what I mean? That choppiness, man. It gets a little. See, but you see how to avoid it though. You see how to avoid that choppiness. You know what levels need to get taken out. You know what levels need to get taken out. Okay, 660 for sellers. Need to take it out. Because, I mean, it's pointing down, but we just... Because, like I said, you are underneath that 9 EMA. What room to possibly fill that gap fill down to that 20 EMA? Underneath 660. It should, like I said, those sellers come in aggressive. They should be able to. But let's see if we have enough selling volatility to do it. Come on, 660. If they can crack it, man, you got a possible gap fill back down this way. 660 want to crack it, man, but let's... We need that yank. Come on, come on. Stop with this damn foreplay. Driving me nuts right now. Damn foreplay. Right at 660. But it look like it want to do it. Like it want to go for that gap fill down. Towards that 60. Look like we may do it. Let's see. Come on, come on. Come on, sellers. So from 651, you've been pulling back down. So 661.50. So far, man, that's where your tops is as of now. So tops pulling back down. We just gotta take out the 660. See what I mean? See this? See what I mean? See that? See that? See? See? It's damn choppiness. See? Chop, chop, chop. Buys right here. Buys are sitting here. Sellers are sitting here. Just back and forth, back and forth. I'm trying, like, y'all in it. I'm trying to help you guys out, man. I'm trying to help you out the best possible. I mean, we still got Apple pushing up. Apple's still on the uptrend. Still coasting his way on up. What else do we have? I mean, VIX is still falling. I mean, VIX is still looking weak. Still looking a little weak right around at 24. If VIX can hold 24 back up to 26, I mean, that'll yank SPY back down. Apple still holding. It's like they trying to create trap after trap. You got bear traps, bull trap. It's like they trapping each other back and forth. It's like back and forth trapping. It's like down here you try to go for a short, buyer sitting here. Up here you try to go for a call, go for a call, sellers sitting here. It's like they trapping back and forth, back and forth. It's crazy to see it though. But at the same time, if you're not in it, it goes to kind of keep you disciplined, if that makes sense. So if you're not trading, it keeps your discipline level. Like, oh damn, man, I'm glad I avoid this, But you understand the levels. You understand the levels of demand and you understand the levels of supply. So as long as we stay underneath, if this seller can come in, they have the opportunity to pull back. I just want to see if we have enough selling volatility to yank it. Because they have room for a gap fill, is what I'm saying. Back down to the 50. Look like they may do it. Okay, look. All right. Finally. Can we get it? It's like, can we get it? Can we get this gap fill from this indicator down to this indicator? All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Can we get it? Well, what was that? What's the price point on it? 59.20. 59.20 is that gap fill. Let me see if it's gonna hit my email. Let me see if it's gonna hit my alert. Let me see. So it said 59.20. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my mom calling me. Hold on, guys. I gotta soon take my mom call. Hold on, guys. Hold on. My mom, the queen, is calling me. All right, 59.20. All right, guys, give me a minute. Let me take my mom call. I'm back. What I told you. Gap fill. I told you. 9 MA, 20. Man, patience, baby. Look at that. Aussie. Jenna. Did I not say, guys? Chat, did I not say gap fill? Did I not say possible gap fill? Underneath that 660, you lost the 9 MA, down to the 20. Queens. We finally got the gap fill back on down underneath those indicators. Man, guys, would I lie to y'all, man? And I made it in time after I got the phone with my mom. Look at that. Starting to curl back on down. Ran up as high as 61.50. Bam. Curling back on down with a possible another gap fill. Down towards 67 or 56. Down toward that 50 SMA. But we definitely want to see that indicator fall. But, because okay. This is what we want to see. We want to close up the gap between these two, because we don't want to give buyers a chance to try to reclaim that 20 MA back up to the 9 MA. We want that bad boy to close out, because if we close it out, that's a wrap. They can't go back up. So we want to close these two out first, which that means that this needs to lose value down towards 659. So we need to get that bad boy to close on out. Then the next level is back down towards that 50 SMA. That's gonna bring you back around 657 to 656, starting to curl a little bit. So again, we gotta close out that gap, because you don't want to give buyers no chance to try to play within this little gap fill, because a lot of times they'll try to do that. Like when you got an open gap between like those indicators, they'll still try to utilize it. See, let's see what they're gonna try to do. Let's see if they're gonna try to do it. That's why you need to close it. You need to close it out. Let's see if they can keep them underneath. Let's see. But I told y'all that gap fill was coming. Aussie, was I lying? Like I said, Jenna, was I lying? Primo, who else was in my chat? Guys, was I lying? Chat, was I lying about that gap fill from that 9 MA to that 20 MA? Ladies and gentlemen, chat, was I lying? Did I lie to y'all? I know it took a little minute because we had to get through the choppiness. To do the chop. But we finally got it. From 9 to 20 MA, that was your pullback right there. That was the first pullback. Now we're underneath the 20. We want to stay underneath the 20. That means you need to stay underneath 659. So that means you need to stay.
NW5TD says. Good call.
Lucky, man. I told boss. I tried to let him know. I told him, avoid the chop first, which was around 661.50 because we couldn't break it. And I told him, watch 660 because we couldn't crack it at the time. I told you.
Perfectly called.
I said, once we crack that 660 and we get underneath that 9 MA, I said we can fall from the 9 MA to the 20 MA. We fell for man, Aussie, look, they don't want to hear me. 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 I gave everybody warnings. I say, man.
2202 says. Hey, J Boss Lucky needs a blue wrench.
Oh, yeah, look, I got you. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, Lucky, cause Lucky always called it too. Lucky, I got you as far as the mod too. Yeah, and thank you for reminding me too, Queen. Let me hook Lucky up, cause he always in here too. I got you on the mod side too, Luck. I got you, boss. I appreciate you for everything you do too, man. Thank you so much, boss. Let me go to his God dang it. I'm trying to hook him up now. Yeah, cause he always coming through too, always showing mad love. I mean, Lucky always putting up alright, let me set him up. Alright, and there it is. Look. Shout out. Woo! Woo! Told you. Oh, look at that curl back down. Underneath the 9, underneath the 20. Another possible gap fill back down this way. Towards these two indicators back down. Towards dip. Bruh, come on, man. They can't mess with me. Lucky, y'all see, they can't mess with me. Simple indicators I called out. First I told everybody, watch out for the range. I said we need to crack 660 for the pullback down. I said, watch these indicators. If we can fall underneath that 9, down to the 20. Bam, 20. Man, they don't want to hear me. Lucky, also they don't want to hear me. They don't want that free money. They don't want that free money. They don't want that free money. They don't like free money. They don't like it. They don't like it, guys. They don't like it. I think they're allergic to it. They're allergic to free money. They don't like it. But nah, shout out to everybody who did catch the move back down, though, man. Shout out to everybody who caught it. Now you got 3 candles down. Man, that's why I kept watching. I knew it was going to be some strong resistance. You remember I told you guys this. Didn't I? Guys, y'all was my witness. Lucky, Aussie, everybody else. Did I not break down that 12-hour chart? I said, what was the level that we needed to break back above to save the play? Lucky, Aussie, y'all was my witness. Did I not say between 662 to 664? I said, if anything else, I see a pullback coming. I said, the market still looks weak. I said, I'm still on the bearish side of things. I still don't feel comfortable going long. Didn't I not say this? Didn't I not try to save people out of their play? We ran up close to a 662, which was one of my areas. I know we didn't hit it, but look where we came back down. Underneath 662 was one of my areas that I talked about. I said, if we were to get a break above 662, yes, we can run back up to 664 and so forth. We never got back above 662. That's why I had my lines lined out right here. And I said, guys, after this range, watch that 9 EMA to that 20 EMA. Let's see, can we get a gap fill back on down? I said, after that, we should be getting a nice look. Man, I broke it down to a science, man. They don't want to hear me, man. I swear they don't. I don't know. I'm like one of the most coolest traders. They can break things down to a science to make you still see a play when you don't see it. But that's the thing I love about it. I want to show you guys. I mean, that's the beauty part about it. And look at that, bad. Look at this. Ooh, woo, ooh, woo, ooh, wee. That shit's sexy. 661.50, right where I put my line back on down. Bow. Man, let's go, baby. I love y'all. I love y'all. If y'all caught it, I love y'all, man. Anything to help y'all. And what I told you, Lucky and Aussie, I was watching VIX as well. I said if VIX can hold 24 and possibly run back up to 26, I said we should be yanking on SPY, did I not? I said if VIX can hold 24, shout out to Primo for reminding me of VIX. But I said if VIX can hold 24 up to 26, we should start yanking back on SPY. I brought it up the 5-year chart. I brought it up the 12-year chart. I mean 12-year chart, 12-hour chart. Let me see how we're looking on the 5-year chart. How we looking? 5-year chart, and I mean, like I told you, what needs to go is that 650. 650, man, look at all that room we had to fall back down. Look at this. Look at that. 640, 630, 620s, back down to this old breakout. Man, bro. I'm telling you, man, I've tried telling people weeks in advance what to gear up for. I tried to tell them. So what levels from this point do we need to see for more downside? I know we need to get back above that 650, back below 656. Because remember, that was around our pre-market area. So that means that we can fall back underneath. That's going to put us back in this range that we had this morning. 656 to that 652.50 level. Where we can fall back down this way. That means that'll bring you back underneath the VWAP. That'll bring you back underneath the 200-day moving average. And possibly back down. Ooh. Could it be set up for a head and shoulders pattern? I see a shoulder. A head. Ooh. That means if you fall back underneath 656, that could be the right shoulder. If it falls back underneath that, it could be a possible head and shoulders pattern. Possible head and shoulders. But we need to get that fall. We need to fall back underneath 656. We need to fall back underneath. Apple is already turning. 271 back down to the 270s. Let me check everything else. Let me see. I know Apple's turning. Let me see. Google. Turning. Apple. We already checked Apple. Apple turning. Amazon. Turning. Tesla. Turning. Meta. Turning. Nvidia. Turning. Microsoft. Turning. AMD. They all turning. Uh-oh. They turning. They all turning. They all turning. Guys, I might want to gear up. They turning. Let's see. They all turning. So what's going to put a nail in the coffin on that? Let me go to VIX, because you know VIX does the opposite of SPY. What's going to be the nail in the coffin on that bad boy? So we know we're already holding 24. So back up to 26 on VIX. That means SPY can yank back on down. So let's see. Shout out to Primo again for because I forgot about VIX. And there go Apple. 71 back down to the 70s. That bad boy starting to fall back underneath this indicators for a possible gap fill down to the 50s. You already got SPY possibly falling back down to. Man, let's go, man. I love you guys. Man, I love you guys. Look how we just waited for the consolidation and the transition. That shit is sexy. That shit is sexy, baby. Man, let's go. Let's go, man. Aussie, Lucky, y'all caught the transition, baby. We talked about the consolidation. Then the transition. Man, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Man, let's go. I want to play some music, man. I don't want to get copyrighted. I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking about doing that this morning, man. I had like Juvenile, man. I had some, man. Just that copyright crap gets on my nerve. And look at that red to green, baby. Lucky. Aussie. Look at that sexy. I'm sorry, red to green. Green to red move. Let's go. Back underneath the indicators. Gap fill. Back down to the 50. For the 90 MA, 20 MA, 50 SMA. Gap fill, baby. I told y'all, man. Man, they doubted me. They doubted me. I said, what we need? I said, man, guys, avoid the choppiness. Avoid the choppiness. What we need? 660. If we crack underneath 660, wait for it to get underneath that 90 MA, we can fall back down to the 20 MA. Bruh, did I not call this out to a science? Oh my goodness, this was beautiful. How far did we fall? So what was that? 661.50 all the way down to where we at now? Almost 660? 56. Damn. Bruh, that was like the most beautiful call. That was like a beautiful play. Shout out to y'all who caught that. That was sexy as hell. I want to play some music, man. I want to get hit with copyright, man. I want to play music so bad because I want to crank up with y'all on Friday, man. I know holidays are coming. I just want to have fun with you guys, man. Oh, but I know they're going to ding me for copyright. Yeah, I think they're gonna deem me for copyright. I'm gonna play some music. But nah, man, congratulations to everybody though, man. Man, I mean, I have this was a blast, man, to help you guys out. You know, for the next leg, you know, for that move on down for my puts. You got out of that consolidation, guys. You fell underneath that 660. Bro, this was beautiful. Back down to that VWAP, to that 656. Bro, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful play, man. Congratulations on y'all who caught it. Chat, which one of y'all guys caught it? Which one of you guys caught it? Who caught it? Who caught the pull back down? Who caught the pull back down? Who caught it? How we looking on the 12 hours? Let me see how the 12. Let me see. I told him. Let me look on the 12. I told him. Let's see. Even on a 12-hour chart. Let's go back. Let's make sure we got everything confirmed. Everything confirmed, guys. I know we ain't go all the way up to 662, but we did get, like I said, we're kind of like in this little range. I'll put out this. We're in a wedge in between the 9 MA and the 200 day, but everything's still looking bad. Everything. I mean, that look. Oh, I know it. I ain't gonna lie. I know it didn't go all the way up to 64, but don't it look like that drawing I had earlier? All-C and Lucky. Don't it almost look like that drawing I had when I did this? When I said we had that upper shadow, I mean, I know, well, I had it up here. I know I had that, I said 64. But don't it still look damn near close to the area, the thing I drew? Now, it wasn't 64, but instead it was 62. So I was out by $1. I mean, I was out by $2. But it looked exactly the same. You got a bear flag pattern still possibly setting up. Dude, they don't want to hear me, man. And look at that. Engulfing red candle, back on up, resistance right around 660 up to 662 area. Got rejected at that 9 MA, still got like this bear flag pattern going on. So now from this point, we need to crack underneath 676. So yeah, so we need to take out this candle. That's gonna be around, yeah, 654. So we need to come back down this way, back down to the 652 that we talked about in pre-market. But we'll see. So again, we're not going. Well, I mean, we called the pullback, but we ain't gonna jump too far the gun. So we know what levels we need to take out. We need to go back underneath this level here. So that's gonna be around 56. So we're gonna need to take out 56 back down this way because we want to turn this bad boy back into resistance, fall back underneath that trend line. Because that, as I was telling y'all, that downtrend was continuing. I told everybody that downtrend was. I mean, Aussie, Lucky. Didn't I not say? I mean. Then I was telling people that downtrend could continue. I know we didn't go all the way up to 664. I said 64 was key, but I kept it on the downside. I kept bearishness, man. It's insane to see that. I mean, I had my alerts. I know it didn't trigger none of my alerts, but I mean, I said 662. We came close to it, but we didn't hit it. I know we didn't hit it. This is crazy. I mean, I saw that bear flag pattern like way back here. I saw it. And I seen that H pattern. I seen it. That's why I was trying to alert everybody. But it's still a fight chance. We'll still keep it on watch. Because you still got that VWAP. We'll see what's going to happen right around this around this level here. We'll keep it on watch. I know right now we're starting to turn. We don't know right now. So we're going to keep it on watch, see where we go. We'll see where we go. But we got that pullback. We called the pullback. That was beautiful. Pullback was beautiful. Pullback was beautiful. That was crazy. From consolidation to transition. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful play, man. Shout out to y'all for doing that. I mean, who saw it with me? Y'all saw it. Now, where can we go from here? I mean, we're still in this little gap between these two indicators to this. So between 57, 56-ish. So watch. I mean, keep this on watch to see where we go. Because like I said, the 9 MA is still holding. So like I said, you still got this little gap feel where that bad boy can still try to run up to this bad boy. So keep that on watch. Boy, what's going to put a nail in the coffin? Like I said, we get back underneath 656. That's going to definitely put a nail in that damn coffin. Get that bounce right back on up to that level. Bounce right back on up to that level. So yeah, guys, I'll stay on with you guys till 2 o'clock, and I'll head on out, because you already know Fridays I don't stay on for long, because I don't want nobody gambling. I don't want nobody gambling, their funds. So let's see where we go, guys. All right, back underneath 658. So let's see, upper shadow, we just retested, back on down. Okay, back on down, back on down. Are we about to go on the second leg down? After this little possible bull trap, can we go on the second leg down to the downside? Let's see, because we already got this first move here. Can we set up that bull trap? And then for that next leg down, if that's the case, if that's correct, if everything goes according to plan, and that bull trap sets up, then we should be pulling back down to the 56, down to the 54s. That should be your next key levels back down. So I'm just keeping you guys aware of it. So that should be the next key levels down. If we are setting up this bull trap back down, we should be seeing 56 down to 54. So that should be putting us back down to this old range from this morning. But we should fall right back in this little level. So let's see, can we get that pull back in that range? If we do, boy, it's a wrap. If we pull back down, that's a wrap. I'm talking about on the upside. It's gonna be purely downtrend, downtrend from here. So right now, 58 is still holding up as resistance. Next thing we need to take out is 56. So in other words, put it like this: we need to move it. If you're going in on the puts, I think it's short. We need to move down in $2 increments. So you already got rejected at 652, down to 660. Then 658, we know that we need to attack 56 down to the 654s. So we just need to climb. We just need to claw our way back down to these bottoms. So from here, we need to hold up a strong resistance, trap buyers for that next leg on down to the downside, where we get that flush back this way. Because you already got a top here. You already got a top that could start to create a downtrend. So you already got a possible start of a downtrend up here that could just come back down this way. So right here, we already trapping buyers. Look right here. Upper shadow, you already trapping buyers at 658. Need to keep on the knee for that next pull back down, which should be 656. That should be the next level. So let's see. Upper shadow coming back a little hard. Here we go. Let's see. Starting to trap those buyers. Come on. What we gonna get? Come on. Stay underneath 58. Stay underneath 58 for that pullback down to 56. So y'all got about a good 30 minutes with me, guys. If y'all need any questions, comments, concerns, I'm here to help you guys with whatever you need help with. I'm here to help, guys. So I'm gonna watch it with y'all for about 30 minutes to see where we go. Cause I'm trying to see if I can call it down for you guys back down to 56. So let's see. So 58 is still holding up a strong resistance. All right, come on, sellers. Come for this further pullback. Come on. Further pullback down. Come on. I see upper shadow. Falling right back underneath that trend line. Remember that trend line we talked about? That was on my 5-minute time frame. Let me go back a little bit. I'm gonna try to shrink it up as much as I can, cause that'll continue to downtrend on down. So let me go back this way. All right. So remember, last Thursday started the downtrend. Thursday into Friday, Monday into Tuesday, Wednesday we got to try to go for a breakout up towards the 675. Then you fell right back underneath that trend line, downtrend. Then they try to go for another downtrend breakout. So in other words, if we could crack below 657, 656, that'll put us back down in this downtrend, guys. That'll put us back in this descending wedge. So the only thing that's holding right here, you can see that downtrend and trying to play off of that downtrend setup. So that's why we need to fall back underneath. That's why we need that fall. Because we tried to break out before, then you fell right back underneath. Then you look like right now, even for today, they're trying to stay on top of it. But if we can fall back underneath the 57s, 56, we'll fall right back in that downtrend again. That's why we need that. That's why we need the 57s, 56 to fall right back. So if we can fall back down towards 56, that'll put us back underneath that underneath that purple trend line, back down this way. So in other words, we should go up and then crack right back on down. That's what we should be seeing. All right, let me go back. Okay, now y'all seen what I called out. All right, that's what we should be seeing, guys. So right now, based off the 5-minute, based off of intraday, 58 is holding up as resistance. Got upper shadow. So right now, that should be possibly working on that possible second leg down. So you got leg 1, consolidation, leg 2. That's what it should be doing. That's what this is what we should be seeing, guys. We should be seeing this. If we can stay underneath 58. So this is what we should be seeing if sellers are in control. So we should be seeing pullback, consolidation right into a little bull trap, and then that second leg down this way. That's what we should be seeing. As we pull back down to those lows, back down this way. That's what we should be seeing. So right now we do have the consolidation bull trap. So we should be working on that second leg down this way. Second leg down. Second leg down. So I'm gonna try to, again, for my puts, I'm gonna try to work with you guys. I'm gonna try to see, can we work it back down to 56. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do what I can. So right now we're at what, 57, upper shadow, 5-minute time frame. Okay, so what we need to lose from this point? Okay, 57.50. We need to lose 57.50 for sure. 57.50 down to 57. Cause I know it's gonna be a little bit up and down, It's gonna be a little bit of consolidation. So just keep it on watch, So I still think we may pull back. Cause it look like the market's still looking weak. To me, it's still looking weak. Still looking a little weak to me. But like I said, I'm gonna rock it out with y'all to see, can we get it. So I'm not gonna go anywhere until, I'm gonna try my best. I know we right now, Apple, I know we getting a little slow bounce right now. Slow little bounce. I just want to see, can we get this yank, man. I want to do this for my team, man. Come on. I want to get this for my team. For my puts. Underneath 58, back down to 56. That's what I want to see, man. Back down to 56. Because, you're getting a little bit of resistance. That volatility kind of suck right now. Let's see. So I'm trying to look at everything else to see if anything can help. See VIX, man. VIX needs to get back above 25, 26. Cause we got like a little bit of a little dip. Back down. Come on, man. If VIX can move up, SPY can drop back down. So what you don't want to see VIX do is fall back below 24. Because if VIX were to fall back below 24, back down this way, excuse me, that means SPY is going to push back up. So you want that bad boy to do the opposite. That's what you want to see. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. Because I want to see it with y'all. Man. It's going to be, what time it is right now? 1:30. To be honest, I don't even know why y'all even still trading. Y'all best trades was in the morning. To be honest, I'll be honest. Ain't nobody should be trading right now. Nobody should be trading. I'll be honest. Because, it's Friday. A lot of these contracts going to be closing. Again, your best opportunities was early in the morning, man. I'll just be careful, man. Fridays is very gambly. I don't want you guys losing your money on a Friday, man. Especially if you worked your ass off to make money Monday through Thursday. I don't want to see y'all throwing it all the way on a Friday, man. Friday, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. That's why I don't like staying on too long on Fridays, because I don't want you guys to gamble, man. That's why I try to step away so you can step away. I don't want y'all gambling, man. Especially if y'all work y'all butt off to make money. Don't throw that money back into don't do that. Please don't. Not on Fridays. It's not worth it. Please don't do that. Because I used to do that. Because, man, I used to have a good amount of money Monday through Thursday. And a minute Friday rolls in, I would do something stupid. And, and take back half of my gains. I'm like, when I should just stayed away from it. And I just don't want you guys doing that, man. Because do not turn a trading opportunity and a trading career into a gamble. If that's the case, go to the casino. But don't force anything that's not there. Don't force it. If you've done trading, man, be blessed with and be happy with what you have Monday through Thursday. If you feel like you don't need to trade on Friday, man, walk away. Get yourself ready for Thanksgiving. Got some food to eat. But you can see right here, guys, you bounced off that trend line. So that's why I'm keeping that on watch. Bounced off that trend line. That's why I was telling you guys we need to crack the trend line to fall back underneath 656. But yeah, just be careful, man. Fridays, don't. It's very gambly. Volatility, it's up and down. Don't force anything. Please don't. Please. But yeah, guys, I know my mom gonna soon be heading over here, man. I'm gonna soon be heading on out. If y'all have any questions, comments, and concern, man, I will work on updating the charts going into next week. If y'all need help with anything before I head on out, man, please feel free. If y'all need me to go over any penny stocks, any blue chip stocks, anything. Y'all need me to go over anything at this moment, man, throw it in the chat, guys. Throw it in the chat. I'm here to help you guys with whatever you need help with. Getting a little, all you doing is getting a trend line bounce right now. Trend line bounce, getting that little move back up. Trend line bounce, trend line bounce, trend line bounce. Back up towards the 660s. Yep, cause look at VIX. See if VIX crack 24 on down. Yeah, it's gonna push SPY back up. It's gonna do the opposite. One goes down, the other one goes up. So that's why I was watching that too on my VIX. I was watching 24 to see if it was gonna hold. Like, it's all good, man. But yeah, guys, I'm about to soon head on out, man. I will update all the charts for next week. And I know the economics has been crazy, you know, with the delays and so forth. I know it's been crazy, but I'm gonna still put it out. Of course, I'm always putting out earnings. Yeah, matter of fact, guys, let me send y'all the new Discord. I'm sorry, I had to restart my Discord. Let me put that out too, because I forgot that Tariq had brought that up. Let me see if I got the new link set. I had to restart my channel in the categories because I was having issues with posting, so I restarted it for you guys. But I have the new one. Let me post this new Discord. Yeah, I do apologize about that too. For Discord, y'all can join me. It's free. Anytime y'all want to join, guys, it's always open to you guys. All right, I got it posted on Twitch and I posted on YouTube, guys, for the Discord. Right now, getting that little bounce back up to 660. Wait, why didn't my YouTube Discord pop up? Why didn't it pop up? Shoulda. Oh, there you go. There. God dang, why are these messages so late? Yeah, and it just popped up. You just saw that? I didn't even catch none of y'all messages. Like Jenna, like I just not seen it. You saw it? It just popped up. Like it literally just popped up like a few seconds ago. What the hell was that about? Well, I gotta delay my messages. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that I didn't even get a chance to read it, man. But yeah, my thing just popped up. My message just updated. So yeah, watch this key level. What is that? 70. Yeah, so he's still in this low. Like I said, the main again, if you want to go short, we definitely want to fall back underneath that. Well, like I said, stay underneath 660. Point blank. If you, short wise, stay underneath 660 because you want to stay in that 650 range. Longs, you want to break back above 660 for the possible move back up to 652, 654, where you can get somewhat of this little bounce and this little push back up to the upside. So. And we already know that area, that's gonna be key. 664, we already know for sure. Right now I know for sure we got Apple bouncing back on up. We got VIX falling, and again it does the opposite of what SPY does. So the more that VIX fall, the more the SPY is gonna go up. What's holding? So Apple's holding. Let me go through all the blue chips real quick. Oops. So Google's holding. Apple's holding. Amazon getting a bounce off of the 218s back up to the 219ish level. Meta bounce. So a lot of them getting a lot of bounces back on up to the upside. A lot of them bouncing. Tesla, Tesla kind of. Tesla all right. It's not like Meta, Nvidia 180. Microsoft 474 to 475. So it look like those are building more downtrends than uptrends. AMD 205 to 210. Get back above 205, you gotta run around 210, but a lot of them still looking a little. So yeah. So again, short side, make sure you stay underneath 660. You want to stay underneath 660 for that pullback down, because you want to stay in the 650 brackets. Calls, like I said, if you do break above that 650, once again, we do want to get that break back above 62. We already know what our key levels is on the upside. 662, 664. You know where those tops is. We know where the tops are located. So right now, based off the 5, we did bounce off of my trend line, my downtrend. So now I'll show you on my 5. We did bounce off that trend line. You can clearly see what it did. Bounced right off the trend line. So we couldn't crack it. We just they utilized it to bounce on top of it. So you see right here, anytime we was underneath it, we got rejected, back on down, rejected, back on down, rejected, back on down. But if you notice this way, they try to utilize it for a bounce. See, it bounced off the trend line for the move back on up. Like I said, key areas I see upside wise for right now. I do see 62 if they do go for the 62 touch. Next key level up to 64 to 65. I do see that because your tops isn't all the way up back until 675. All the way back into that, way back down the way. But as far as right now, 62, 64, I do see that. If they can hold. If they can hold. Because right now, Apple's pushing back up. Google's pushing back up. Man, I thought it was going to get that continuation, but they wound up holding. Yep, bounced right off my trend line. Did a nice red to green move. See that? Red to green right on my trend line. Right back on up to the upside. So yeah, as far as you watch these levels of 661.50 up to 662, watch those key levels. But yeah, again, if you don't want to trade on Fridays, don't do it. You know, like I said, if you already make money Monday through Thursday, man, don't force anything, man. Don't force anything. Yep, seeing as we came close to that 50 estimate, and you got like a little small bounce right back on up. But yeah, definitely keep that on watch. Fridays, I mean, sometimes I hate. I like the beginnings of Fridays, but I don't really mess with the second half of Fridays. The Fridays can get a little, you know, we'll see. But yeah, man, guys, if y'all have any other questions, comments, or concern, I'm gonna leave everybody be, man. I hope everybody. When is Thanksgiving anyway? Will we have trading days before or afterwards? I wasn't even paying attention on what day is it exactly. Let me hold up. Because I want to see if we got trading days before then. This was what, 26? Yeah, 27, I'm sorry. So that's Thursday. So we have what, free trade. When the market is going to be open? Monday, Tuesday. It's going to be open. I wonder if it's going to be open Wednesday. I'm about to double check that. Now, in fact, let me see if I can look. And there go that bounce, guys, right back on up. They go red to green. So let me see real quick. Guys. Hold on. I want to see how many trading days we're gonna have next week. Hold up. I'm trying to. Oops. Let me do that. Taking a nice little bounce back to the upside. Next week. All right. When are we off for next week? When we're not gonna be trading. So we have the Thanksgiving holidays. Okay, Thursday for sure. Are we going to have half a day Wednesday? Should be a half a day, right? If I'm not mistaken. Should it be half a day, or are we playing a whole day on Wednesday? I know Monday, Tuesday we'll have a trading day. But Wednesday, is it going to be half a day or full day? Because Thanksgiving is the 27th. That's Thursday, guys. So we're not going to have no trading day Thursday. I was trying to see if Wednesday we're going to have half a day or a full day. Because it looks like I got some data still coming out on that day. So yeah, I mean Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for sure. We're gonna have trading. And then Thursday we off. So I guess Friday, I'm looking like Thursday and Friday we're gonna be off. Just Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we're gonna have to next week. Alright, cool. I guess that's how we're gonna be setting up, I guess, next week. Alright guys, so yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys be, man. I mean, because again, I don't want nobody gambling on Fridays, man. Please be careful, man. And I want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to enjoy their weekend. If you are traveling, be safe, and congratulations to everybody who did profit and so forth. But like I said, if you don't need to trade on Friday, don't gamble. Please don't gamble. Just understand these levels. If you made money Monday through Thursday, or if you made a trade early Friday or early this morning, man, take that and chill. You don't have to desperately go for these trades. Don't force anything. Because that's why I want to leave a little early, because I don't want nobody gambling on Friday, man. Friday's not worth it. Especially after 12 o'clock, it's not worth it. That's definitely not worth it. So let me give everybody love, man. Everybody a shout out. Jtraedz, of course. Mods, always. And Lucky, shout out. And welcome to the Mod Squad, boss. You already know what time it is, man. Appreciate you. And Primo, appreciate you for the sub, boss. Appreciate you. If you are new to my channel, man, guys, do please go to my YouTube channel, man. Smash that subscribe button. If you already subscribed, hit the like button. If you like the content, I'm doing what I can, man, to keep you guys happy and entertained, man. If I could play other music, I would, but I getting hit with copyright. Trust me, I would. Twitch, if you're on Twitch, Hit the subscribe button to avoid all the ads. I mean, I'm a part of the Twitch program, so I don't have no control over the ads. It's not my fault. I don't have no control over it, and I do apologize. So, but other than that, man, thank y'all so much for everything. Where's my YouTube things? I take it off. Oh, there we go. Put my clip back up, and I will be signing off, guys. I'm gonna leave early, man, because again, I don't want nobody gambling on Fridays, man. It's, you know, don't do that, please don't. So, guys, y'all already know what I'm gonna say before I head on out, man. Maximize your reward, minimize your risk. Always put grateful over greed, and you will succeed every single time. Till then, guys, we'll see you guys for Money Monday. We will get it rocking and rolling. Like I said, don't force any trades on a Friday, man. Just sit back, relax. If you know, if you want to scalp, you know, for a quick little move, 58 up to 60, and like I said, wait for that break of 62 to 64. You know, we can get that continuation push. You can do that, but don't force anything that's not meant to be there. Especially on Friday, don't give back your gains that you made Monday through Thursday. Please don't do that. Don't do that. But guys, I will see y'all Monday, Monday, man. Hope everybody have a blessed weekend, and we'll get it rocking and rolling, man. Love you guys. Y'all know what it is, man. Peace.
Subscribe for more content.